Welcome to All Gen Gamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations. Starring Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and Jason Heine.
Well, hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I am a Gamester81 in his house.
Hey-o.
And we have Jason Heine, the EMU Review. Jason, what's up, man?
What is up, guys? So great to be here. We're really happy to be here, of course.
We're really happy to be here. We have Pete, a motherfucking Dorr in the house. Pete, what's up, man?
Not too much.
We have a Johnny Millennium. Johnny. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait a minute.
We got Rob, man. Rob, what's up, man?
Hey, not bad. How you guys doing?
Good, doing great. And we're joined by Dirty Dongles.
Hello, gentlemen.
Derrick, what's going on, man?
I'm not much, man. I just want to know one question before we get started. Am I required to wear pants while we're doing this podcast?
Actually, the requirement is no pants.
No pants.
Okay,
at all.
good.
No pants at all.
So it's just like a normal game night. Sweet. Sounds good.
Yes, normal game night. So we're free balling it like we always do.
Free balling.
And we are live. This is exciting, guys. We are live right now. We made an announcement about a couple hours ago on our Twitter and our Facebook. So, guys, another reason to follow us on both those sites.
Yes.
And to follow us on twitch.tv because you will get emailed if you follow us on here. Whatever the hell they call it on here. Follow. What do they call it, Jason?
It is follow, yes, and it has a little heart symbol because heart means love, and that means you love us.
You heart
Because
us.
we do plan on going live more frequently in the future. So if you want to be emailed when we go live, you can do that as well.
It's just really a smart decision. You know what I mean? We're doing something for you. You do something for us. We just, pat our backs, pat your backs. Just follow us. Makes it a whole lot easier.
It's fun to follow the chat too. I'm going through. It's going crazy fast right now. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
But good time. So, guys, what's going on?
Not much. We're just hanging out. And to everyone who might not know, Dirty Dongles, Derrick, he is my cousin. So he's related to me somehow down the line,
But Jason, I thought your family tree is like a straight line, though, right? Isn't
Yeah,
it
well,
just
basically,
doesn't really branch off. You can all hook up
basically-
with everyone straight line.
yeah,
kind of deal?
basically, Derrick and I, we're the ones that created the whole family, the whole Heine empire there. So
Okay.
yeah, that's what happened.
Absolutely. I was just watching them in the chat freak out about my name.
So yeah,
Dirty Dongles.
Derrick, you got to explain. Okay, where does this Dirty Dongles come from? Is it your dongles were dirty at one point, or what's the deal with this? What's going on? Explain.
Well, I was playing, I believe it was WCW versus NWO or whatever. My friends played that game a lot, and I used to go over and hang out with them and play, but I wasn't really into wrestling or anything like that. And I didn't really play the game that much, so I didn't know the moves and stuff. So when I played them, they were like so good at it. I would find like a certain move that I could do and kind of like do that over and over again just to kind of be a pain in the butt. I ended up winning a couple rounds because of that. And my buddy Mike was like, looked over at me and he's like, because everybody called me D, because my name's Derrick. And so he's like, Dirty D, like that to me. So that name kind of stuck for a little while as far as gaming goes. And then the Dongles part came actually when my buddy Machine was building my PC, my first gaming PC. And he's like putting it together and I'm kind of watching him and he points out, one of the dongle cables. And I said, excuse me, what did you say? Dongles? And he's like, yeah, it's these, these cords or whatever. They kind of, shaped like the dong. And I was like, that's hilarious. And so I was like, and then I just kind of, adapted into Dirty D and kind of put them together. And that's been my, my gamer tag ever since. So
It's hilarious.
Kind of, it cracked me the hell up. And and a funny story about it, the same guy who gave me the name Dirty D, his mom was watching his dad like accept people on Xbox Live, and she sees my name. She doesn't know who it is, but she sees Dirty Dongles. She's like, Dirty Dongles? We don't want to be friends with him.
Yeah, you think about it, it's like almost, some people might think it's like an insult or something,
Right.
Anything dirty, right?
So
the only thing I think, when I think of your name, I think of like the shit like hanging off of like a sheep's ass or something, where it gets like caught up in the fur.
That's called a dag in Australia, apparently.
It's a dingleberry.
Yeah, it's a dingleberry in the
Dingleberry.
US.
See, I hear, that's why I always laugh when you hear all these guys are like, "Dag, yo." I'm like, are you talking about a clump of poo in a sheep's butthole or what?
Hey, you know, it sounds like something that one of Johnny's goats would have, honestly, because Johnny's goats, they don't wipe their ass.
Well, he prefers it that this wants it to taste extra fresh and muddy.
I guess that's what my name will have to be when I play, in other countries. Dirty Dag.
Dirty Dingleberry.
Yeah.
Dirty Dingleberry. EDB. Sounds perfect.
Classic. Double D.
So
Right
what
on.
do you guys want to do?
We can take, we should talk about some games we've been playing. Or I know we've been playing Battlefield 3 quite a bit.
Yeah, we definitely want to do some talking about that.
Dig into some of that shit. And then Modern Warfare 3 comes out tonight.
Yeah, it sure does. Sure does.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I was visiting my local GameStop. I know, but anyway, I know I was going to say, I know Jason just loves GameStop and all, but seriously, they're expecting like 900 people there tonight.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting, actually. Like if that shit wraps around the building like 3 times, that is going to be ridiculous. Think about that.
Yeah, I'm surprised Pete's not in line for that shit right now.
I'm not that into Modern Warfare. I could wait a little bit.
Have you guys seen the commercials on TV with the actors and stuff? It's got
you
Jonah.
know what? You know what? That was a good episode or a
Good commercial, huh?
commercial. Yeah,
It's got the guy from Avatar, the actor from Avatar. What's his name?
I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. Thought it was
Yeah,
cool.
It's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw it while I was watching football yesterday, and also it's like, oh, they're finally doing commercial about it. Because I know Battlefield 3 had a lot of stuff coming up too when it was released, and kind of taking jabs at Call of Duty and whatnot. So it's kind of interesting to see them finally put up some commercials. That's the only time I watch TV is when I watch football. So that's my only time to catch commercials that are current.
I always catch the commercials online because everything has ads.
Yeah.
Right.
I always see it online. So.
Yeah.
But everyone's going to be playing Call of Duty tonight and tomorrow and, all this sort of thing. But actually, you guys, Jason's going to be playing a totally different game. You guys have any guesses what that might be?
My Little Pony. No, I don't know. It's,
good guess.
Strawberry Shortcake.
All right.
John took all my guesses. He's too good at this.
The Sexual Adventures of Frankie DeMink.
Good.
Maids with Balloons. I think someone said
Yeah, could be.
Sergeant Mikey said Maids with Balloons.
Which system?
Real life system.
Real life system. You're playing with yourself.
I'm playing.
Congratulations,
No,
Jason. You're
I'm
playing with
the-
yourself.
Hey, fuck you! I'm playing the Call of Booty.
Woo, Call of Booty.
Speaking of that, actually, the Call of Duty, was it Call of Duty World at War? My buddy Ian actually called it Call of. Was it Call of Dudes or something like that? And there was like 3 of us in the car, and we kind of looked at him like, "No, dude, it's not Call of Dudes."
How about someone saying in the chat, duty calls?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
When duty calls.
Yeah, but no, I'll be picking
Hilarious.
it up tonight at midnight. So be cool. Be a good game.
Call of Booty.
I will
Classic.
say, I will go on record and say, look, guys, I am not going to pay. And I know we want to get on to Battlefield 3. We'll talk about that. But I just want to say, for the record, that I don't want to pay monthly or whatever it is to play that game online. Am I alone here?
Wait, Call of Duty costs money to play online?
Yeah.
For PC?
Yeah, they do it at the subscription fee or whatever, right?
I didn't hear anything about that.
What,
I
are you
haven't been
serious?
keeping up on it. No.
No way. I heard it was like a monthly fee, like they started charging
People are
for
saying
it.
no, it doesn't. Nope.
No?
No.
Are you kidding me? Because I was about ready to freak out.
I would.
Right, you don't have to pay the monthly fee. That's optional. It's
Well-
it's $50 for the year with Call of Duty Elite.
Okay, well, see, I don't even know. Well, what is the Elite? What does that
It's like
give you?
it's like the Facebook of Call of Duty, where you get like advanced stat tracking. You get all the map packs that'll be coming up for the rest of the year, and whatever else they decide to add to it. And you can access your friends list and all that stuff from your phone and all that. So it's not like you have to be on your Xbox or PS3 to access all your stats and everything.
Huh.
Also known as I don't give a shit personally.
Yeah, that's worth that's worth $50. Cool.
Well, everyone knows
it's
that when
optional.
you're out and about, you want to be able to look at your phone and see who's getting pwned.
Absolutely, Rob. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Wait, before we get into Battlefield, though, since we have a nice full chat room for now, I have to mention the All Gen Gamers tournament battle we have going on at the forums, which, I don't know, just all of a sudden I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what the hell? I'll put it together. So I created an All Gen Gamers tournament battle on our forums where it's going to be an elimination style tournament between all different things that have come up in the show over the past, year and a half. And it's not between us, but it's between things that are mentioned on the show. So currently, everybody in the chat room right now, and this is irrelevant, this battle is irrelevant to people listening to this podcast because it's going to go up a week later, but currently this week's battle is between Gamster's dog and Johnny's goat. Now, when I first put this battle up, the dog was winning 10-3, but the goat is making a comeback quite slowly.
Oh, shit.
Current Gamster's dog is up 25 votes to Johnny's goat's 20 votes. So everybody in the chat room, go to allgengamers.com right now, click on the forum link.
Open a new tab, guys. New tab, okay?
Vote for the dog. Dog pound.
Goat, baby, goat.
Woof, woof, woof.
And cast your vote. Who would win in a battle? And the fun thing is, let me just read to you some of the current, the future matchups that will be coming. We have Throw Up N64 controller versus sealed copy of Pure Solar. Some Shit Pizza in Line 4 versus Jason's local GameStop.
Oh, shit.
Robot Cat versus Gary's Cat. Maids with Balloons versus Dynamite Ducks.
Big shout to Jason Keiderling. What up?
Poutine versus Lay's Ketchup Chips. The Whale versus Star Wars Whale.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. The Star Wars whale's going to fucking
shit.
win that shit.
Damn.
And perhaps one of the most epic battles will be the Human Centipede versus the Serbian Baby.
Oh,
Serbian
oh shit.
Don't.
It's getting
Dude,
serious.
No.
So, we're going to have some epic battles going on. And as they advance through the bracket, we're going to come down to the final two to find out who the ultimate winner will be.
And to make it official for the goat versus dog battle, we have the official theme song. You guys ready for that?
Let's do it.
Oh, hit it. I've been ready all day.
So they call Mortal Farm Bat? Is that
Yes. Mortal Farm Bat. Woof,
It's been so long since I've heard that.
Isn't that great?
I was going to say about the puke controller. I mean, you just know that one's going to win, Pete.
I don't know. That could be the underdog. I mean, I have a feeling the whale's going to win, but you never know. If it came down to the whale versus the throw controller, I mean, that would be pretty epic.
I think the whale's definitely the top. I think he's like favored to win.
Definitely a top dog.
But my
never
dog
know.
is going to be an underdog, and my dog's going to be taking shit out.
Yeah, no pun intended, right?
No pun intended. The underdog.
You're really going to split the forums on some of those, though, man. Those are some tough choices.
So every week we will have an update, and I'll update you all. Obviously we're going to be a week behind. So every episode that comes out, I'll let you know what the next battle will be. Essentially, I'll update you who won and what the next battle will be. Get on the forums and vote. It's going to be updated every week, every Saturday.
And lastly, before we get into whatever else we're getting onto, let's just talk about our customer / user / listener appreciation month, where everyone, we are appreciating you guys. So if you want to be a guest on the All Gen Gamers podcast, all you have to do is make a YouTube video of why you would want to be on the show, what topics you'd talk about, just what would make you a good guest on the podcast, and then do a video response, post that to our All Gen Gamers on YouTube. We have a official video up there. Make sure to subscribe there also. And then post it to our Facebook page. That also would be great. Mm-hmm. And we will pick the top 5. And the whole month of December, we will feature you guys. Simple as that.
We've got like 12 so far, and I've seen every one, and they're all been... It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard choice, guys. Seriously.
Yeah.
I think we're up to like 18 or 20.
18 or 20 now.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So thanks for everyone who has done so. And if anyone else is interested in doing that, you still have time. Please go ahead and do so.
Mm-hmm. And there's been some cases where people have reached out to us, say, hey, look, I can't do a public video. Can we send you a private link? And yes, you can. So that's okay to do that. But we prefer you to share it with people.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of the whole point. So
that's the whole point.
Yeah, you're going to be out there. You're going to be on the podcast. So why not be out there now on the video?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So, Battlefield 3. D, what do you got to say about that?
I got a lot to say. So where do you want to start?
I don't know. I mean, I think
Graphics are unbelievable.
I think it's a fantastic game. You know, I think it's everything that I know that I expected it to be. I didn't feel let down by any of it. Everyone seems to like either love or hate the campaign. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed the campaign. I thought it was really rewarding
the
hard as hell.
360 one's glitchy.
Is it?
Well, yeah. There's parts in the campaign where like I'll be firing at an enemy and he just like nothing happens. He doesn't get killed or anything. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Kind of glitches out a little bit here and there, but.
Yeah, I did notice a little bit of that. I know, Jason, I know you got it on PC and I had to get it on Xbox because I haven't built my new PC yet. But, you know, I was kind of, I mean, not worried about it because I'm not a big graphics type person, you know, more about gameplay. But, you know, I was kind of interested to see, you know, what they were going to do. Like, how is it going to compare to the PC? And I haven't seen it on PC, obviously. But I was actually thoroughly impressed with, you know, what they were able to do with the Xbox version. I think it looks gorgeous. I did notice a little bit of the glitching, like John said, shooting some people and not going down. You know, Battlefield 3 is one of those epic games that comes along, you know, that definitely changes things. And this one is no exception. Just great. I mean, I played through the single player and being inspired by you, Jason, and taking it up to another level, I chose to play it on a hard. I questioned that plenty of times going through the campaign because I was really frustrated. And I almost, you know,
I can imagine how frustrating that is because I mean, medium is just hard enough. You know, normal is just hard enough.
Yeah,
so
it was ridiculous, and just the fact that like I just wanted to smash my controller like Johnny. I just kept thinking about Johnny, like smashing the controller. There's definitely some parts in that game that I got hung up on, and both me and my brother, because I took a couple of extra days off of work to get the game and play it the next 2 days like straight. And so the servers went down a lot for the Xbox version the first day. So we had to switch over to single player. We're kind of playing through the campaign, me in my bedroom and my brother out in the living room. You know, when the servers are down, he kept checking Twitter, and when the servers would go back up, we go back to playing co-op. So I got through a lot of it, but we definitely both got stuck on some parts, and I actually passed the part before my brother did, which that normally doesn't happen when it comes to video games. My brother's typically a little better than me at times. So I was just like, he's like, okay, get past this part. And he was just freaking out in my living room. I thought he was going to break a controller too, but he chose to do it on hard as well. And I think we both were feeling it at parts of the game. But just from the opening sequence of the game, how they started out, it blew my mind because we're definitely reaching this point where video games are becoming like, you know, movies, you know, like you're interacting with a movie, and it just more and more as the years go on. So even how they just introduced the game at the beginning was just awesome, and you're just kind of thrown into the action, and man, I had a blast with it. And
yeah, no spoilers or anything because I don't want, if you haven't played it yet, but I honestly was, the whole time I'm playing the campaign, I'm trying to figure out this story, and you know, and you're going back and forth. You're playing a similar role to like Black Ops. Actually, it's kind of a similar campaign type of a setup.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, exactly.
And I honestly didn't understand the story until the very end.
Yeah, it kind of puzzles together.
Yep.
Yeah,
and what was really cool, like what's similar, like in Black Ops, like I was confused a bit, but I figured it out, and then it made sense. And then at the end, I knew kind of what was going on. In this situation, I didn't know what the hell was going on. And I'm playing, all I knew was I was playing these roles and being a part of this. And then the very end, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
And I just love that. So I don't want to spoil it, but
even the graphics for the cutscenes when they're talking and stuff, I mean, that's unbelievable graphics.
You know, Frostbite 2 is fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the games that they're going to spawn with this game engine. It's fantastic. And the co-op is great. I love the co-op. I honestly don't, I think that the co-op could survive on its own. I really do. And I foresee like a whole bunch of DLC coming out with, man, I'm telling you, if they had like 20 or 30 just co-op missions for DLC, I'd be all over that shit. I'd be in line for that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I really would. I think it's great.
As a matter of fact, that's what me and my brother, I mean, that was our main goal. Since we were both here, my place was to go through the single or the co-op campaign, or I guess you can call it that, or just all the co-op missions and, finish that. We did that on hard too, and that was kind of a pain as well. But it's so fun just to be able to play with each other. A lot of people giving Battlefield 3 a hard time because the single player campaign was, didn't feel Battlefield and whatnot. But we talked about this before. The other Battlefields didn't even have a single player. So as far as them making the first stab at it, man, they did a great job, and I thoroughly just loved it. Awesome game.
Definitely.
I like how it puts you in different vehicles, like whether it's a, tank or, plane or, it's pretty cool.
Oh God, the plane scene.
Yeah, the plane scene was
jeez, man. When that happened, I honestly, I got a tear in my eye and I just was like, holy shit, this is amazing. It just felt so awesome to be in there. And John, you talked about this before, it just looks so real. It looks incredible. You can see the scratches on the window and just the clouds and the water. Everything is just, it's incredible looking.
For me, especially that part, and it really hit me. Like I said, same as you, I got tears in my eyes because I've always wanted to be a fighter pilot when I was a kid. And so you're playing in this sequence where you actually get to be a part of that, and just going up onto the aircraft, deck and getting in the jet and just the whole sequence of taking off. I started to choke up, man. I was like, oh man, this is the closest I'm ever going to get to it. This is awesome. And, played that mission like I was not like I did in the others, but that one I really played like I was in it. How would I be if I was, a co-pilot in a jet, and it was just so awesome. We were playing, we were at GameStop waiting for it. Me and my brother kept playing songs from Top Gun and stuff like that. It's just that's what it felt like. We were just being in Top Gun. We actually got to play
really
it
put
out.
you in the mood to do that.
Yeah.
Goddamn fanboys, that's all you are.
Hey, we're getting
I felt
paid,
playing
man.
Highway Through the Danger Zone.
Danger zones.
No, I haven't even touched the single player yet. I don't know. I heard such mediocre things on it. I just kind of just.
It is two different games, though.
Well, Pete, you
It
need
is
to see for yourself. You need to jump in.
Seriously, Pete, I think you need to give it a chance because honestly, I don't know why anybody really is complaining about it. I think people just want to complain about it, honestly. There's a lot of rift between Call of Duty and Battlefield.
It doesn't matter what comes out. Everyone is going to bitch about it. I've honestly just stopped paying attention. I just got to see for myself. End of story.
It's very engaging, Pete.
Rob Man wants to speak.
Can't everyone just get along with this? I mean, there's all these rifts. You get, your Call of Duty and your Modern Warfare. You get all that, the Star Wars, Star Trek. Isn't there enough love for everybody?
Seriously, I couldn't agree with you more. Why can't we all just enjoy them for what they are? They're totally different games. Buy them all, enjoy them all, and shut the fuck up. End of story.
Yeah, man.
If it was up to me, I'd still be playing Shadowrun on 360. I'm telling you. I still think that's one of the best first-person online shooters to ever come out. And I talked to somebody before that said that people still play it on 360, which wasn't the case when I checked it a few months ago. The servers were all empty. But it is cross-platform between PC and console, which is really cool. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. Should get a whole bunch of people to buy it and play it.
Fuck yeah, I'm down.
It blows my mind to hear Shadowrun again because, my God, I remember when that was a pencil and paper RPG.
Oh, Jesus.
Not anymore. I'm first-person shooter, though. It's actually, if you just disregard the name, it's an amazing game online, which I'd hope it would be because it's an online-only game. There's no campaign to it whatsoever.
So what else has everyone been playing lately besides the obvious choice?
Have you guys got Arkham City yet, Pete?
No, I'm past it. Come on, Skyrim comes out on Friday.
Pete will
if
be
I buy
down
any
for
game right now, it's not getting played. So I'm almost thinking about not buying Call of Duty tomorrow. I'm not sure yet because if I buy, I want to play Skyrim. What am I going to play Call of Duty for 3 days? It's kind of silly.
Dedication.
Just wait for it to go on sale or something, which it never will do.
Until
modern shit.
Black Ops is 44U still.
Yeah, and even Steam, they never discount it. Never.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So, yeah, just wait for Skyrim, Pete. That's the one you really want,
Well, I got just recently, I remember late night with Jason and Steam. Bad idea. But I guess, well, it was like Call of Duty was $14 or $15, I think they were doing. But I mean, the game's been out for how long? And it's still $15. I mean, at this point, most games on Steam would be, like $5 or something, or $10 below.
Yeah, that was the only time it got discounted. Only time that we've seen. So I was putting out the word.
I've spent too much money on there.
Mm-hmm. That's the danger zone.
Yes, it is. It's good and bad. I love it and I hate it. But no, I haven't picked up Arkham City, but I watched my brother play it before we went to go get Battlefield. Mm-hmm. He was playing it. I don't know if he had beaten it. I think he had. He was like going through and like trying to get some achievements on it. But it's a great game. I know it's a good game, but it's one of those games I can pick up down the line. Like I don't have to pick up right away and get it down the line and go and enjoy it just as much.
Yeah, I've got to get my hands on those games because I've been a friend of mine about a few months back got me back into comics through Nightwing, which is a character from the Batman universe, and has started just lending me hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comics of Batman, Nightwing, Batgirl, like that whole Detective Comics, all of those.
Cool.
And so I've been reading so much of the backstory and getting so back into it that I have to play those games now because everyone says they're amazing.
Yeah.
What is the short story of Nightwing actually, Rob? Man, I saw the add-on for the DLC for that game, and I was like, who the heck is that person? I know some about comics, but I don't know who Nightwing is.
Oh my goodness! Now this is my friend's favorite character. The original Batman Detective Comics. He eventually took on a sidekick, Dick Grayson, who was the first Robin. And when they had a falling out, Robin left for the Teen Titans. But eventually Batman came up to him and said, "You can't be Robin anymore. That name's mine. So piss off." And so Dick Grayson was kind of left unsure what to do. And he ended up talking to Superman, who told him a story of Nightwing that was the superhero name of a guy on his planet that had done vigilante justice to clear his name. So Dick Grayson formed the identity of Nightwing. So that's the original Robin, but that's his new persona. So
Gotcha.
that's where he comes from, because then the second Robin was Jason Todd, I believe. And then there was a third one, and I can't remember. Yeah, Jason, that's right. Metallica Car, that's right. Second was Jason Todd, who was killed by the Joker. And then the third one was Tim Drake. And then the fourth Robin was Damian, that is the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul.
Well, I'll go on the record as saying that's the coolest thing that Superman's ever done. I'm not a big Superman fan. I hate that comic character.
I have a question though. Seriously, okay, when are they going to make a good Superman game? Every Superman game fucking sucks. Seriously.
Yeah, he kind of gets the shaft.
Yeah, I was at good old arcade. Where was it? It was at Dorky's again up in Tacoma last week, and they had a Superman arcade cabinet. You ever played the Superman arcade by Tato? It's shitty. Oh, it was so bad. And of course, the notorious Superman 64. Terrible game. I think probably the best Superman game, honestly, is probably Death and Life of Superman for the SNES.
What the hell's the arcade one? What do you do in that?
It's like a beat 'em up, but it's terrible. The controls are broken, and like all these all these enemies fly at you and start attacking you and shit out of the sky. It was just,
what's bullshit is that we get all these beat 'em up games like that came out. They're like no-namers that are actually like kind of decent, but there isn't even one good like Batman or Superman beat 'em up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Batman had a really good 8-bit outing on the NES by Sunsoft. They actually did an incredible job with it. It was really hard, but really well put together. Other than that, I can't really say.
There's a game called, and I haven't played it, but it's based on a kid's show, I think, but it's called Batman the Brave and the Bold, which is on the DS and the Wii, that is actually supposed to be pretty decent. Supposedly kind of easy, but the animation and the gameplay is actually supposed to be pretty good. So if anything, I'd say that that's probably the best Batman game out there. I think it has Superman. I could be wrong. I don't even know. Yeah. But that's a decent beat 'em up with Batman in it.
The serious problem with trying to put Superman into a video game, in all honesty, he's supposed to be nigh invincible. I mean, unless every guy walking around has a kryptonite ring on to punch him in the face with, it's kind of a stupid idea to make an invincible character the main guy in the game, because then he dies when you lose. And it doesn't really hold water, so I've never really seen the point of putting him in as the main character anyway.
I just want a racing game, and I want it just to be called Batmobile. End of story.
Oh, dude.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And
You could use any generation of Batmobile, from the very first one from the old Adam West TV series and the first comics, all the way up to that giant armored tank they had in The Dark Knight.
I'm just saying.
What do they call the like the plane that he has? The
Batwing.
Batwing? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick too.
Yeah, it is.
You guys ever play Batman Returns for the Lynx?
Not on links.
That's
Crickets.
classic.
I'm actually trying to get a Lynx right now. I'm fussy though. I only want a Model 2 because that Model 1 is just disgusting.
Well, the problem with the Model 1 is that it wears off. The gray wears off, and you get like the white thing on the side when you hold it. It's just sweating over time.
It's too big. It's
huge. Yeah. I've heard it's too big. It's something I hear almost every day.
Yeah, he hears that all the time.
You know,
I usually tell him.
Calm down, Double Dong.
Too big.
Speaking of which, I just have to comment. I was listening to the Halloween episode, and I told Jason this already, but I was riding home. I ride my bike to and from work. So it's about like, I don't know, almost 11 at night. And I'm riding my bike. It's all uphill on the way home. And so I'm listening to you guys. And that podcast, the Halloween one, just cracked me the hell up. I was laughing out loud on my bike. Like, just
Can you imagine 11 at night? Fucking this guy's riding in the streets, laughing in the woods.
Like, that guy's fucking crazy. And I have the way it's set up, I have my hood on. And so people can't see that I'm listening to anything either. So probably looks super funny. But when you guys showed Jason the Two Girls, One Cup video, oh my God. I was surprised that he's never seen it too.
I know.
Just sitting there like, what? And just his reactions were just hilarious.
He's just like quiet. Like,
it was the first time I saw it.
He left the room.
Yeah, he left the room.
I had to go take a walk around the block, yeah.
It's a video that'll scar you, man,
It's
I tell
hilarious.
Did you watch the song video that I sent you?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Is that not one of the best songs, especially for the subject matter?
Yeah, that's funny. Speaking of Halloween specials, I want a big shout out to the Game Chasers, Captain 8-Bit. You guys watched their Halloween special, the cartoon?
I watched that just the other day, and I thought that was really well done. I really enjoyed it. That was some of the most random, awesome humor I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it was awesome that they included me in it, too. So I think thanks for those guys. It was cool. I saved the day.
I can only imagine how long that took to make.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, they do really good work. I've watched some of their videos. Like one night, I finally remembered to go look it up, and then I watched like 7, 8 in a row or whatever. They do really good work, man. I did see them at PAX.
Yeah, they're cool guys.
Yeah, and the group of guys when I met Johnny as well. Speaking of PAX, Pete, I'm a little mad at you. I don't know if Jason's told you about this or not, but you were the only one there I didn't get to see while I was at PAX. I was a little sad about that.
Oh, where were you at our big meetup that we had?
I wasn't actually. Like Jason, I was confused on what day it was for some reason. There was so much stuff going on. Like, I just was like, I remember my brother telling me like later, whatever, like, why are you at the meetup? And I was like, what meetup? I thought it was tomorrow. And he's like, no. And I don't know, I was in line for something, in line for that shit.
I was out doing business. I was on my way.
Derrick was getting his dong dirtied.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what it was? Pete Dorr came out and saw his shadow and ran back in, so it's 6 more months of beta.
But yeah, so I didn't get out there. I did watch the video of you guys out there and whatnot, but I was lucky enough to meet Johnny and John. We actually had a little mini game night up in that one room. And
that's right.
Catherine.
We were playing Catherine. That was dope. Yeah.
Dude, what were those gummies that you had? It was so bomb.
They are, well, Jason refers to them as the bunny snacks. They're like Annie's like real fruit snacks. They're so good. They're kind of expensive, but they're like the real deal. And so I kind of it's kind of my gamer tradition now with the game nights I have at my house to have, as many packs around as I can.
Like every time I fly into Portland, I go over to his place and he's always got just fucking bunny snacks just laid out. I'm like, hell yeah.
Nice.
Doing it up big.
I remember the Catherine game was getting intense though. Like we were sweating bullets.
Yeah.
It's
we were.
Intense.
Yeah, we were only on level 2. It was crazy.
But that's a scene, or that's a situation that is why I like gaming. Like, it was awesome because, my first time meeting you, John, and you met my brother, which you don't even know about. And, all 4 of us were just sitting there. We were like kind of passing the controller and making comments and laughing, but also trying to help each other out. And, that's so awesome. Like, we've had a couple game nights with Jason here over the last couple months, and that's what gaming's all about to me. That's like old school gamer.
That's what we used to do. That's exactly how it went down.
Something we didn't mention at PAX that we saw there that night was that, remember the RTD2?
Oh yeah,
that had all those consoles and shit attached to it.
Yeah, did anyone get any footage of that? We didn't even film it.
We kept bothering John like, "Hey, dude."
Oh yeah, I was like, "That out go make an offer on it."
Out of here.
I know.
And I was like, "Go make an offer."
So for those who are listening or don't know what we're talking about, there was this RTD2, like a life-size RTD2, and this guy straight up modded it. He hooked up like probably 20 different systems to it,
like every console you can imagine,
and it played the systems like. I don't know, it's hard to explain. You almost had to see it. I wish I took a picture of it. I couldn't believe I didn't.
But you know how R2D2 has like all these little like nooks and crannies, right? Like these little squares and shit around him that like can be something. Well, on this R2D2, they were either controller ports, they were game slots. Like you'd hit a button, it would open up. You put a GameCube disc in or PS2. Like it would just basically all the consoles in this R2D2. It was crazy.
Now, did it project?
Yes. In the front, it had a projector. So
yeah.
it would project
play the
out.
game?
It was freaking awesome. I was like, John, you need this in your living room, straight up.
I walked up to John and I said, "So, how are you going to pass this over on your wife?"
Yeah. I was like, help me, Laura. You're my only hope.
Let me in.
The thing was sweet, sweet. I like Star Wars and whatnot, but for you, John, like seeing all of that, like, I don't know how we didn't walk out with that thing. That was
I know. Seriously, I had to clean myself after seeing that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you had picked a game for us in that game room, because I know we walked in, and like I said before, PAX was just so overwhelming at times.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked in there and we both looked at the list of games they had to offer, and we're all kind of like, I don't even know where to start. And then we're like, oh, John's over there. And so walked over and, at least helped you with that game. So you helped us solve a situation where we probably would have been standing there for like 15 minutes. Like, oh, what game do we pick? There's like so many games.
Too many. They had a huge list.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
Good shit.
I'm hoping to make it to PAX East also, guys. So I know, Pete, you're going to be there?
Yeah, the freaking hotels are filling up fast.
Are they?
I wanted to get the on-site place so that I just walk out of my hotel door and there's PAX, but that one filled up within the first hour of the announcement of the tickets going on sale.
When is it at?
April 6th to the 8th.
Wow.
But I'll be there either way, no matter what. So
You shortly after our birthdays, John.
Yeah, this is true. No, I'm trying to wing it. So now, when is your birthday, Derrick?
It's April 3rd, actually.
Nice.
And yours is right at the end of March, right?
25th, yeah.
25th, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Jason telling me about it, and I was like, what? His birthday? That's not too far from mine. That's sweet.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make it. It's a good time. I went last year, and it was just a blast. But I know Brian from Game Deals is going to be there. So, he's going to be throwing a mad party, probably.
It's not a party unless you get kicked out.
Oh, this is true.
You know what I mean? I think we all know that now from PAX Prime, so...
Yeah.
Just a quick thing I got to toss out there as well, guys. Just thinking of Game Deals and Brian and game conventions. He is throwing together, I'm sure it's been talked about before on the podcast, but he is putting together the first Vancouver Retro Gaming Exposition. You can find it at vancouvergamingexpo.com. But it's basically, it's like a retro old school gaming convention here in Vancouver, the first of its kind for this city. So for those of you that are going to be around, I believe it's March 17th, which apparently is St. Paddy's Day. But it is going to be in a licensed venue so that after 9 p.m., the booze will come out. So you can laugh, eat shamrocks, play video games, and drink your face off.
Nice. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That's going to be great, man.
There's a party.
It's going to be sweet. I wish I could make it.
Yeah, me too, man. That'd be awesome. We could, a couple of shots of Irish whiskey, a couple of Guinness, and maybe we could make a new puke controller.
There you go.
Just saying.
I'm just waiting for PAX Prime again next year. Man.
And I know I mentioned before, but I'm really looking forward to the one down in Tampa too, the Tampax. That's going to be.
Look at this guy.
He got his book back. Yeah, he's over here.
We made it pretty far into the podcast before you came up with something, John. That's pretty good. Been holding back.
The Tampax.
I like that.
Well, he really packs a punch.
Yeah, he sure does.
Awesome.
Yeah. Shit.
Look at this guy, motherfucker.
Big arrow. But yeah, PAX Prime 2012. I'm super jazzed about that.
It's going to get bigger and bigger every year, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I hope not. God damn. Like Saturday last year was way too crowded. I prefer it when it's PAX East. I'm looking forward to more because I don't remember it being quite as PAX Prime was like a maze. Like there were floors in that place that people didn't even know about.
They have like hidden trap doors and shit.
I didn't know to the last day that there was like 6 floors.
Did you guys go to the Halo Fest or not?
I never even made it over there, and I'm so mad now, but I had enough trouble trying to navigate the main show.
Yeah. Yeah. Great, though, it was, they had that tabletop room up there, or tabletop floor, right? It was all just tabletop gaming, and shit, I didn't really make it up there.
Yeah, well, they had the handheld gaming section where you had to go to get the Dragon Quest Slimes t-shirts. I actually asked around on most of the Saturday and kept getting different answers from people until finally I asked the enforcers. And you had to go sort of to that middle level. You know how there were the 2 escalators that went up before you went into the main floor? Yeah. You had to go 1 escalator up and then around to the right and then down to the end of the hallway, take a left down a narrower hallway, a right down an even narrower hallway. And then you got into this big room full of beanbag chairs that was the handheld gaming sort of area. And tucked in there was a little Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2 demo. And if you sat there and played that and then collected some pins with different Dragon Quest monsters on them, they gave you a t-shirt. Like that was so... I don't know how I found that. It was... I felt like Indiana Jones going after the Lost Ark. Just by the time I got there, I thought I should have had a bag of sand to put in the guy's hand while I grabbed the t-shirt.
Take this sand.
Because if I just taken it, he would have chased me like a giant boulder. Run down the escalator.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Pete, did you wait in any lines at PAX? I know you said you were focused on waiting in any lines at PAX, kind of going to the smaller stuff. But was there anything like bigger that you waited in line for?
Probably the longest I waited in line was for the Aliens Colonial Marines demo, which you don't even get to play. You just kind of went into a room and watched them play it, and you get a shirt. But I just heard so many things about it that I had to check it out, and it probably wasn't worth the 45-minute wait in line because I could have just went home and watched the trailer, but I don't know, I had some time to kill, so I figured, what the hell. I might have waited in 1 or 2 more lines, but that might have just mostly been for like some indie games and stuff that I wanted to get a hold of, and you have to wait for a couple of people to finish playing before you get a chance to try it out. Nothing major, though.
I'll tell you the most ridiculous line otherwise, probably the subway line out in front. The street was the most ridiculous
You are
line.
right.
And it's cash only, too, so you go up there, wait forever, and like, oh, sorry, don't take
Cash
debit.
only, yeah.
Cash only.
And I will go on record and say I did sneak in there. They didn't have sugar cookies, so
No sugar cookies.
Nope.
Dude, I was in Seattle last week. No sugar cookies at Subway I went to.
yeah, BS.
Must be a Portland thing, huh?
I'm gonna write their PR department. This is not
Get Derrick to mail you some down.
Okay, well, I still owe you a tin of poutine sauce, so
Yeah,
when I get the chance, I'll look for that sugar cookies, too.
Yeah, you know what's funny, Rob? And I've been meaning to tell you this. I was going to tell you just, in private, but I might as well since we're here. Like, I took that to the airport. I took that. I was going to take it home.
Yeah.
And they fucking said I can't take it because it's sharp and it could be used as a weapon.
The can.
They confiscated that shit from me. Yeah. The
How
tin.
the hell can you use a poutine
That's
sauce?
what I said. I'm like, look,
It's a lid. Yeah,
I'm
the
not
lid is
trying
sharp.
to like screw things up here. Like, if you want to take it. But they saw it in my backpack and
Do you
they're
put on
like,
the do not fly list?
they're like, whose bag is this? Oh, I'm like, the Barbie one? That's mine. Yeah, that's mine. Like, we need to search it. Anyway, I wanted to tell you, but that was bullshit. I'm like, yeah, okay. Let me pull out my freaking can opener, cut it open. Stupid. It was already open.
No, Dude, the tin it had 2 holes in it. It wasn't even like there was a sharp edge on it anywhere.
I completely agree, but I was like, whatever,
man.
So
they just wanted it, man. You know what's going on. They wanted to make some poutine.
like, this is the real shit right here.
They're just sitting around in a circle in the break room, sniffing that can and passing it to the left. Going, that's what Canada smells like.
Susan, smell this. Like, that smells amazing.
What's that all about?
A boot? Yeah, a boot.
Hey, let's not be talking about all of the strangeness that happens up here in Canada, say. Come on, brother. Calm down. You're a racist.
Meanwhile, in Canada.
Good times.
Awesome.
Good times. But yeah, so PAX East tickets are on sale now. So
You better get them.
I'm probably going to snag them up.
I won't be going, but have fun. Have a good time.
I'm not going, but have fun.
I'll see you.
I'm excited to see Terrence again, dude.
Good
Charge back forward.
Party.
The whole crew, man. They're freaking cool.
And what was with you guys had to keep repeating that over and over on one of the podcasts?
Charge back forward. Charge back forward.
Did he make you do that, or you?
No, we just give him shit. We just give him shit. Yeah.
That was hilarious. Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
And Terrence is going to be out here, I think November 19th to the 22nd. He's going to be here in Vancouver.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome to see him. And he's meeting up with some of his crew. So we're all going to hang out. I think Johnny's going to come out and we're all going to have a good time.
Super cool cat, man. He's super cool.
Yeah, he was. He was totally awesome, really down to earth guy. So it was fun hanging out with him.
Yeah, so you guys know what else is super cool?
What's that?
You know what else is super cool?
Question
Is it
time.
the best time of the show?
What now, Pete? I did it right in the middle.
Yeah, bastard.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of the users in the chat room reminded you.
Nope, no one did. No one did. Because I have a great live question. But first, are you guys ready to play? You want to know what you're playing for?
Absolutely.
What's the prize? What's the prize?
I feel like I'm on
Contestants
Price is
are
Right.
playing for Tactical Bacon. Don't get caught out in the wild. Fight off the hordes of zombies or a Gamester's dog or Johnny Sheep with Tactical Bacon.
It's goat. No, sheep.
What do you say?
Wait, which
Sheep,
which
goat.
by the way, let me give an update here.
Oh,
Before
yeah,
you get
what's
into
that?
that question. It is currently Gamester's dog is still winning 29 votes to 26 votes.
Oh, it's
So remember
close.
to get onto the forum.
When is it closing in, Pete?
Click on forum and vote for Gamester's dog. or
When
Johnny's
is
goat.
it end? When is it closing?
Oh, it goes until next Saturday coming up here. So got a few days left.
Okay.
Got
Vote
a
for the
while
goats.
to go.
Vote for the right team.
Dogs.
Wolf.
Dogs rule.
Wolf motherfucker.
They're man's best friend. How could you not vote for a dog?
Because the goat will headbutt you in the nuts until they explode if you don't vote for him.
Just wait, Peter's gonna get on here, guys. This case about all this.
Okay, so
it's
What's the question?
It's an 8-ounce can of Tactical Bacon.
tack back. Yeah, that's
Tack
awesome.
Back. Okay, you guys. So the question is, recently, the new Pokemon game called Pokedex, while it was in development, Nintendo
Pete should know this.
had a different name for it. They had a different name for it while it was in development. What is the name?
For Pokedeck?
Yep, for Pokedex, the new Pokemon game.
Poke 3D X.
All right. Poke 3DX, there's Pete's. 8-ounce can of Tack Back here.
Poke me silly.
Okay. Poke me silly.
I just
Poke a whale. People are saying poke a whale.
Poke a dick.
Poke a whale.
Poke a dongle.
I think it was called Pokeroo, like the polka dot door.
All right. Is that all of them? Do we have them all?
That's all.
Correct answer is Poke a Dicks. Dongles, you got it right.
Oh, man.
How the fuck did you guess that? I didn't think anyone would guess that.
That's nepotism. That's nepotism.
I didn't think anyone was going to get that. Well, you just got yourself an 8-ounce can of Tactical Bacon.
You can't see it right now, but I am jumping up and down like the people on Price is Right when they guess the right price or something. And they're just jumping up and down like they've never won anything in their life.
But it was right there on Pokepedia. It said it was going to be called Pokeroo. I swear to God, it's right there.
Pokepedia, I love it. I can't believe they called it Pokedicks. I mean, what are you going to do?
I know, seriously. I just took a shot in the dark and, come back a winner
Classic.
weird.
I smell a conspiracy here.
I do. It smells kind of like
Family
pancake.
conspiracy.
I know it's coming, really, but
Smells like bacon.
that was just weird. Just smells like bacon in here.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. That's too funny.
So
It's funny because people are saying modern welfare 3. That's what they're asking for. Modern welfare.
That sounds like welfare moms video game.
yeah, no.
Dynamite.
Siberian Whale is another movie we want to see.
Siberian Whale.
The whale's just making cameos and all sorts of shit recently.
He is, dude. Well, he went Hollywood. Remember, he went Hollywood.
Yeah, straight up.
Oh, really, dude? So not cool. So not cool.
What?
That sound effect, man. That's so not cool.
Oh, I got a new one this week.
What is it?
Oh.
I don't know. It's one that's a minute and 48 minutes long.
A minute 48 of just like baby crying?
Jesus. Did you actually sit there and listen to it?
No.
He does with a bottle of baby oil.
And baby powder.
Man, this is so wrong.
Someone in the chat said you should mix the baby with the whale. Just like how we have Star Wars whale, you could have Serbian whale.
Well, from the sound of it, the baby's really wailing already. Oh, Christ.
That's some serious shit right there.
The whale with the whale. That'd be funny.
Well, yeah, you never know. It just takes time is all. Gotta ask
Now,
the whale.
can we have people call in and ask questions? Are we set up for that?
We are set up. What do we want to talk about?
I don't know. Whatever.
Floodgates open.
Let's explain the
No,
list.
if anybody has watched, well, maybe we won't get into that. We'll wait for Johnny. I was going to say, if anybody watched a Serbian film, live reaction, first time viewing review.
This is rough. No.
But there's some things.
You know what? I'm really sorry. I don't mean to be the stick in the mud, but you do have to remember that my wife is 8 months pregnant right now, and that I will be attending a birth in a month.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit nasty for me.
You know,
that's weird. I don't know.
Well said. I agree.
That is
And
true,
I got a 2-year-old. So, it's just kind of like, this is a little bit. I'm all for the extreme comedy, trust me. But
Yeah, that's not even comedy. That's like
this is a you.
Yeah.
It's just kind of you.
So, Jason, how can people call in if they wanted to call in?
Well, if you guys want to call in, you can add us on Skype. The Skype name is All Gen Gamers Podcast, all one word. And yeah, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to do? I'm going to bring some people in.
Sure.
Well, are they gonna ask us questions?
Yeah. Should we just do questions about that?
Yeah.
Or
Why not?
So,
all right, let's see. Let's bring someone in here.
We had a lot of Australians last time.
oh, dude, yeah, that was
Oh,
insane.
Jesus. Watch every caller we get tonight is from Australia.
That car.
Wait, well, how do they contact?
You have to have the
Jason's
secret
on it.
decoder
I'm
ring.
trying to set this all up here.
And Pete, no, I didn't go see that movie because there's. You ever heard of the Faces?
You shouldn't
of
see
Death?
it.
The Faces of Death videos. There's some things that just you can't take back, and I don't want to
Now,
start stuff.
Now, maybe this is why Serbian film isn't really that bad to me, because I grew up watching the Faces of Death movies. I'm not even kidding. Like, I used to go out to the movie stores and rent those, and watch them. When I'm talking like, 8, 10 years old watching Faces of Death, and those scenes still stick with me.
Yeah.
Like one of the most disturbing scenes, and a lot of it's fake. But one of the most disturbing ones as a kid was like where they tie a guy up by the arms and the legs and have 2 horses run in the opposite direction.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of stuff. No, I can't do it. I watched one scene from one of them, and that was enough for me. I was like, okay, guys, I'm done. I'm out. I can't do this. There's some things you can't undo, and that one's gonna stick.
It's funny.
with me.
You should look up the history on Faces of Death, because so much of it is like almost the whole entire series is fake, and the things that they do to make it look real, it's pretty funny.
Right. Well, the one I saw, I know was like for like the first tape or something like that. But
What, where they eat the monkey brains or whatever the hell they do?
no, it was some guy, some political guy. who like did something and then ended up like blowing his brains in front of a whole bunch of people.
Someone said in there, Faces of Death is fake, Traces of Death is real shit, and they have metal music. I can't watch like the real stuff. As long as I know it's fake, I'm okay with it.
Well, it could have been Trace's death. I don't know, but I have that scene stuck in my head, and I'll never get it out. Haunts me for the rest of my life. But you did make me want to watch the movie Zombie, because I know you talk about that movie a lot. So
yeah, I just got the Blu-ray in the mail actually, so I'm looking forward to watching that. It just came out.
Do we have someone, Jason? People are wondering what or is it All Gen Gamers podcast?
Yeah, I'm trying to set it up here. If you get on here, you're not going to be able to hear everybody. I don't have that all set up, but you will be able to get on and ask your questions. So when I bring you on, just ask your question, and then we all will answer it, just kind of like the normal way we do questions.
Okay.
All right. That's how it is right now. I don't have it all completely set up correctly.
Wait, so what can't they do?
Well, they can ask the questions. Like here, we got Mikey. Can you hear us, Mikey?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mikey's going to be able to hear me, and I think Gamester.
You can hear me.
No, we can't hear. Okay. Well, he's going to be able to hear me. So
that's the important part.
And then we'll go ahead and ask your question.
Ask if he's from Serbia.
All right, Mikey. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, I'm sure that you are.
I was wondering if your podcast can be made into a movie. Who would play each of you? Like, I know Jason would be played by Jarrett of the Subway guy, because they both like Subway and their sugar cookies.
Yeah, you pretty much answered that one for me. That's exactly what I'd pick.
Wow, that's a good question. Who would play me? I don't know. Pete, how about you? Do you have an answer for that?
Michael Cera. Michael Cera.
The lead singer of Korn should be Pete's guy.
There's some guy from, I don't know, I forget his name. I don't follow this band, but there's a band called, I think it's, what is it? Fallout Boy or something like that. I don't know, but there's a drummer in one of these bands that I swear to God, when I had long hair, looked exactly like me.
Oh, you know what? I've had some people say that kid in The Wizard, it was me. That's who it'd be. That little kid. What's his face?
Which, Luke Edwards?
The little blonde-haired kid. I look just like that at that age.
Which one? The kid that kept saying California? Like Jimmy Woods?
I don't know. It's been forever since I saw that movie.
Oh, that little girl. Oh. Yeah, totally the redhead chick.
Oh, fuck your shit.
I totally know who you're talking about. Yeah, you do kind of look like her.
Shut up, John. She's kind of cute. For a 12-year-old. Shit.
Actually, her name was Jenny Lewis, and she's now the lead singer of an alternative rock band. Jason, you go ahead and Google some pictures of her. I think you'll be happy.
Yeah, see? So she's smoking, yeah. So anyone else got an answer for that? No one can think any actors?
I've heard of Tom Morello, but like looked like him a little bit, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, with your hat and whatnot.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. We'd do an All-Gen Gamers movie. What the hell? That'd be
if you grew a mustache, you could do the Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck, yeah.
There you go. Tom Selleck. I've been told I look like the boxer Butterbean. That makes me sad. Someone just said Al Pacino is Rob Man.
They've been doing some good ones for John. They had Fabio, Bruce Willis.
Fabio?
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't he get hit by a bird? That guy got hit by a bird on a roller coaster one time.
All I have to say about Fabio is that guy is not that, he looked that great before, but he has not aged well. He was like in a Toyota commercial recently, and I was just like, oh, wow.
I've heard, you guys ever see the Drew Carey show?
Oh.
Like Dietrich Bader?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
love Drew Carey.
Yeah.
Whose Line Is It Anyway is the best.
Yeah.
Straight up. My favorite TV shows.
He's not here to defend himself, so I totally have to pull this one off because he's going to be pissed later. But Johnny and I have always had this joke going back and forth that we say that each other looks like an actor called Danny Kaye. He was in the movie White Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Google image search that shit because I swear to God, Johnny looks like Danny Kaye.
He does, actually.
See? You see? And he always says that he said I look like that, but I always said it was him. And since he's not here to defend himself, I'm going to put that boot right in there right now.
I think he's got red hair in the movie, but still the face and whatnot. Yeah, he totally does. That's funny.
He's gonna kill me. That's my payback for however many like 15 years of Street Fighter losses to.
Gotta get him back somehow.
There's no way you can't beat this guy. He's gonna get me back anyway. He always wins. But for now, for this 5 minutes, I'm just gonna feel good.
Flawless victory.
You're getting back for the times that you held off on the N64 when you got it. You're
Oh yeah,
back.
That's right.
Too. That was a big.
Hey, that's right. That son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Get me out of that damn N64.
When he was telling that story, I could just see the smirk on his face too, like he was just, as he was reminiscing about it.
It was viciously haunting because just before I'd go home each night, he'd be like, "Oh, by the way, here's something to help you sleep."
I got
and
one
he'd
for.
turn it on, and it would go, "It's a me, Mario." And then he'd turn it back off.
I got an actor for Rob who can play Rob in the movie. Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Ah.
What's going on over there? Someone jerking it?
Oh, that's me. That's how I think.
Just a quick fap.
The second one.
That's a real quick one. Hey, let's get on to some other questions.
All right, let's do it.
Can you imagine? I'm getting
Wait,
lit up
is
over
it?
here.
What do you have to do? How long would it take to get it so people they can hear all of us?
I have to rewire some stuff, and I don't know where.
Jason, Mr. Audio Engineer.
Dude, this shit is fucked over here. Ask John. You should see this place.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So we've got Random Guy 67 on the line. What's up, dude?
Hey, my YouTube username is The Real Bad versus Good, but I'm 15 years old, and I was wondering what games were big when you were a kid. I also just want to say I love the podcast, and I love what you guys do. Sometimes it makes my week, and thank you for doing it, and you guys got me interested in retro gaming.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Awesome. Thanks for listening. Yeah, we appreciate that.
Good stuff.
So he's 15. And didn't we just talk to Meeting Flipper?
Yeah.
See, a lot of people fucking back then. Same age. It's 15.
Yeah, that's good though. I mean, I like young gamers getting into more retro. That's awesome to see. Awesome, dude.
A lot of
and
parents.
thanks for listening. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I was 15, it was 90s. Yeah, I was playing the N64.
Yep, definitely the Nintendo
That's what I was
64.
playing. Yeah,
I was playing Wave Race.
Wave Race Classic.
Playing GoldenEye.
Yep.
Those were huge.
Super Mario 64.
64, yeah. I remember when that came out, I skipped school the day it came out and played it with my buddies. We did that. It was amazing. Huge hype for that console.
64?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it at Toys R Us. I remember picking it up. I think I got it at midnight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you just get the standard? Oh, they just had the black one at launch.
The black one.
Yeah, that's all they had.
Mario 64 in it.
Yeah, it was a bundle.
Got that in Wave Race, I think, at launch.
Yep.
Awesome. How about you, Pete?
I'm trying to look up like a list so I don't forget. Yeah, that would be the years when I was playing Sega CD over at my grandfather's house a lot. Sonic CD came out there. This is 93. I'm looking up. Let's see here.
I mean, you were 15 in 93?
What?
You were 15 years old in 1993?
That would have put you at 78. Born in 78.
Oh, goddamn. Wait, are we talking about?
He wants to know what games you were into when you were 15 years old, when you were the same age as him.
I guess that would be. I don't know.
Probably like
I don't remember what the hell I was playing when I was 15.
Because that was like Super Nintendo era for me. Just the beginning of like Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, and Mega Man X. Oh my god, what a great game that was!
Yeah,
and of course, all of those early Super NES games were my bread and butter at that point, and of course the tail end of the NES. But that's what. Sorry, Pete, that's kind of caught me by surprise because I was like, I'm pretty sure you're younger than me.
Yeah, PS2. So probably right around when I was playing a lot of like Dark Cloud and such.
Well, that's a good one. Nice.
And Derrick?
I'm trying to remember. I was, let's see, that'd be 96-ish. The games I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, I played a lot of stuff over at Jason's house. So a lot of the same like N64 games. And my buddy Mike had a Super Nintendo I played on a lot. Still, even that, because I remember him getting like Madden 96 or whatever. the good old days. But yeah, that'd probably be the. I like 15, like 13 through 15. Like honestly, I didn't play video games as much during that period of time. I was out raising hell, kind of. But when I did play games, I definitely played a lot of 64, a lot of GoldenEye, Micro Machines. Jason knows all the list. He was a facilitator in a lot of that.
We used to have game nights every weekend for like a good 3-4 years solid. Yep, so we would do that. All right, I think I have it queued up here. While everyone was doing that, I ran out. I got my cables, Pete. Trying to make this work because I love all of you so much. You know how it is.
We don't want you getting all the attention, Jason.
No,
we want them to talk to all of us.
Yeah, well, I just overlooked a step here. So we got. Oh, it's Cliva. What up, Cliva?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, can you hear everyone?
Cliva, can you hear us?
I can hear Johnny and Jason.
Johnny.
Gamester and Jason, sorry.
All right.
All right, how about Pete and Derrick? Can you hear them?
Hello?
Hello.
No.
No?
Hello?
Nothing.
Oh, we're excluded.
Nope.
Well, since you can't hear me,
No, I got this. Hold on.
process of elimination. So many chords. I just can imagine. Just don't trip on everything, Jason.
Suddenly the power goes out in Paraguay.
Hey, Clive, I've been enjoying your new podcast.
Oh, thank you, man.
Why don't you give it a shout out real quick?
Yeah, sure. I am part of the Press Start podcast with Nostalgic Dan 1 and Mr. Techno Squeak.
Nice.
And we're on YouTube right now, so.
Good guys.
Cool.
Yeah, check them out.
All right, now can you hear the rest of the guys now? Go ahead and talk, Rob, or you guys.
Yellow.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear Derrick and Rob.
Yay! He
Nice.
did it. He pulls through.
He always does.
All right. Anyway, so what's up, Cliva? What's your question, homie?
My question is, if you could take 5 video game characters, either modern or retro, and put them in a superhero team, who would they be?
Wow. Take a character and then put them into give them a superpower?
No, just take 5 video game, kind of like Captain N. Take 5 video game characters, put them together in a team. Who would they be?
All right, here's mine. I'm not counting to 5. I'm just gonna ramble them off, dude. But one of the Battletoads, one of the dudes from Double Dragon, freaking Superman from the Nintendo 64.
How about Bart from The Simpsons Arcade?
There you go. And then Marge. Come on, Rob.
I don't know if I approve of those choices.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, buddy. That's what I'm looking for.
What kind of an example are they going to set for the youth of America?
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's a trip.
Okay, mine's really easy. Classic Mega Man X, Mega Man, Volnut, Zero, and Proto Man. Baby, that's it. The Dream Team is alive.
Dream Team. Nice.
That is a big pile of Mega Buster action happening there.
What are the balls called that Mega Man shoots? What are those called?
What, the Mega
balls?
Buster shots?
Yeah.
Because there's the Mega Buster, and then there's the charge shot.
Right, you charge it up, but it actually shoots something. It shoots those little yellow balls.
Yeah, they were just shots. They were Mega Buster shots.
They're mega balls.
No, he's got Mega Balls.
I didn't know what they were called. I was just curious.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of people saying lemons because of a Dorkly Bits that was up recently. And he's shooting the lemons because he's it's out. The secret's out. Mega Man was actually secretly Cave Johnson, and he found a way to use the lemons to burn down your damn house.
Okay, I would have Hagar from Final Fight. I would do Ryu. I would have Scorpion.
Get over here.
Get over here. Who else would I have? 2 more? I would have Someone from Killer Instinct, Jason, throw me a bone here. Killer Instinct character.
Oh, for
Jago.
Glacius all the way.
Glacius, yeah, there you go.
We can Terminator arm up your ass. Boom. Just like that.
I normally pay extra for that.
And have it's a me, Mario. He'd do it too. He'd join me.
Yeah.
All right. I got the craziest group here. So you got to have ground and air support, because you got to cover both planes. So for the grounds, I would have the Prince from Katamari Damacy because he could just fucking roll shit up. Then I would also have Captain Olimar and the Pikmin. Just, why would you pick just one person when you can have Captain Olimar and his army of Pikmin? And then I would also pick Ditto from Pokemon because then that way anything that the villains throw at you, you could just fucking imitate that shit. Boom, there you go. And then for air support, we'd have some of the dragon from Panzer Dragoon going on in the air, little air support, as well as Knights from Knights in the Dreams, just to sort of, do whatever that thing does in the air. And there's my file.
Nice.
What are the guidelines? I forgot what he said. Like, is there any guidelines to the people we pick, or just going to be any video game?
Just any game.
So, think about this. We picked Blackthorn. Do I have Blackthorn? I think would be one of the guys. So I saw somebody in the chat room. They said it, but Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtle games.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking Cloud from Final Fantasy VII because he just has that big sword. Was it Samus? And
she's got that big sword.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Bang.
She does both. She protects you, and you might be able to have some fun if you're lucky.
Looking good in that suit. Gosh.
And I don't know, probably, probably Link. He's just so dependable.
Good all rounder.
Right.
Not when you need someone to talk to, though. That's for sure.
Did any of you guys remember watching the cartoon for that? Was it the afternoon?
I actually have the box set of the DVDs.
Nice. I only remember a couple episodes, but one of them I remembered was when he took the bomb and he put it underneath the shield and blew it up so he could get over something. And I was like, whoa, that's amazing. Of course, you're a kid. You think everything's amazing.
Derrick, do you remember the Nintendo cereal system?
Oh my God.
Do you remember that shit? Half of it was Super Mario Brothers, half of it was Zelda. It was a cereal.
I do kind of actually remember that. That's weird because I love cereal, and I want to say I see it in my head. I don't think I ever got it though, but
classic. You had half of it was fruity. The Mario side was fruity, and then the Zelda side was berry.
Oh my God.
Do you remember it, Rob?
I remember the ad.
Yeah.
Nintendo, it's a cereal.
Yeah.
Nintendo, it's a fruit flavored crunch.
Yeah.
Man, I was straight business.
We all were like, Mom, we need to go to get that at Safeway right now. We all were.
Yeah, you American kids all got stuff like that.
We had nerds. Do you guys remember Nerd cereal?
What?
I don't remember Nerds. I remember
Nerd cereal.
Remember Gremlins cereal?
Gremlins?
Yeah, and was it Smurfberry Crunch, obviously.
Oh, Smurfberry Crunch was the shit.
But one cereal I really miss, and I was talking to Jason about this a while ago, is they came out with the Ninja Turtle cereal, which was rice Chex with sugar on them, and then they had the marshmallows of the Ninja Turtles in it. That cereal was so awesome.
Okay, so do you guys remember Chex? We're talking about back in the day, back in I think this was mid to early 90s. There was this promotion where they were putting a video game in Chex cereal, and 1 out of every 10 boxes got a copy of it. It was really random. It was called Chex Quest. You guys ever hear about this or know about this?
No, man.
Yeah, I tried so many times to get a copy of it. I don't even like Chex, but I was like, Mom, I love Chex. It's so good. Just get me Chex. So she'd buy.
It's like Wolfenstein.
It was a Wolfenstein 3D ripoff, just like they were doing back in the day. That Bible whatever adventure game, they did that.
Yeah.
Someone, I don't know who made this, but I remember seeing ads.
It's on the id engine.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Yep, it looks like Wolfenstein, but it was. I don't even know what you do. It's just some random.
Is it super rare?
as far as I know, yeah. I mean, I haven't been able to find it or anything, but I always wanted it, and I ate so many. Oh God, I was Chex out, man.
I mean, we should probably. Well, I think you guys brought it up before, but I was gonna say I wanted to know what everybody's favorite cereal was. Rob man might have a harder time with that since he didn't get all the good stuff, but
Well,
mine's Fruity Pebbles. So
Yeah,
Fruity
there you go.
Pebbles
Supernova's Arc 3D was also. Yeah. I kind of love having the chat room there. They got our backs, you know. It's great. Thanks, guys.
I used to love Alphabets. That was a big one for me. Honeycombs, and on a very rare occasion, we would get Count Chocula because that did come out here.
Yeah.
But aside from that, yeah, those were my big ones. By the way, Jason, right now on eBay, there's a copy of Chex Quest PC CD Rescue Citizens and Fight the Flemoids, and it's $19. Buy it now.
God damn.
Yeah.
$20.
Just one, I saw that too.
Hey, I'm the only one that's allowed to tell people about auctions here.
Don't step on his toes.
You tell people about auctions that will make them broke.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I may have to look into that, but I don't know. $20, man. I mean, my mom spent, like $300 on Chex cereal, so I feel like
you should just get
I
one.
already bought it,
Yeah. Hey, Rob, you ever do you mean they don't have poutine cereal in Canada? That's just funny.
No, the closest we ever got was Cocoa Pebbles.
little St. Hubert, little tins.
Hey, that's a pretty good cereal, though. I like some Cocoa Pebbles.
Pebbles is solid.
I like C-3POs.
Oh
Way
yeah,
back in
those
the
are
day.
cool.
Those
That's
were good.
Johnny's favorite cereal.
So good.
Bring
He
it
used to
back. Why don't they bring all this awesome cereal back? There's all this bullshit now. Bring
Am
out
I the only one here that liked
cereal.
the cinnamon life cereal?
No, I liked it.
That's good too.
Yeah, I liked it.
They get
There's a
soggy
lot of
real
good
quick.
cereal, man. It's tough to pick one.
You go through phases, right? You go through phases. You're like, I remember my cinnamon life phase. It was like that's all I ever ate, and then I was done with it.
Yeah.
And I was done. And then I had
Smurfberry Crunch is delish too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Somebody just put up Cookie Crisp for the win. I remember Cookie Crisp.
Oh yeah.
You guys don't have Cookie Crisps? It's still around.
Still
We used to have it in Canada. We don't anymore.
I'll trade you a box of Cookie Crisp for some ketchup potato chips.
Don't tell me you ate all those.
Huh?
You heard me.
Yeah.
You ate all of them.
All of them.
My wife used to eat Pac-Man cereal, and to the extent that she saved up the box tops and got the Pac-Man cereal bowl.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Dude, that's
Speaking
You know
of
what
cookies-
cereal that I could never stand and it was disgusting was Frosted Wheats. That shit was like putting you know what I'm talking about, that really thick cereal with the frosting on top. It wasn't even like flakes of cereal, it was like a chunk.
Oh, the Frosted Mini Wheats.
Frosted
Not
mini
the mini
wheats.
wheats.
Oh.
Frosted Wheats.
Oh, the macro version.
Huge ass ones, yeah.
You know, my grandparents used to get, they were, I can't remember what they were called now, but we always called them Muffets, but they were like a puck of shredded wheat. It was like about a good 3 or 4 inches around and about an inch thick. And it was just dry. You'd pour some milk on it and try and break it up a bit, but man, it was like chewing on a bird nest.
Yeah, that's exactly what this crap was.
Rob, you ever had Ghostbusters cereal? Remember that?
No! Oh my God!
Oh, yeah. It was like fruity, almost like C-3POs, but they're like fruity flavored, and it had ghost, like marshmallow ghosts.
Okay, you guys aren't allowed to tease me
Delicious.
with tasting cereal anymore, man, because breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
Delicious.
We did recently get a limited edition chocolate Captain Crunch.
Awesome.
We have Holiday Crunch here in the holidays.
Oh,
It's always one up in you.
Yeah, around the holidays, I always like having those Captain Crotch berries. Oh,
nasty.
Yeah, I think right now my current favorite cereal is probably like, Fruity Pebbles is pretty good shit.
mm-hmm.
The funny story about Cookie Crisp was
Fruit Loops,
when I was a
baby.
kid is that's the only cereal my mom would not buy us for whatever reason. I don't know. Like she bought us all these other ones that had like just as much sugar, just as much crap in it. But for some reason, Cookie Crisp, she would not let us get it. So when I finally moved out later on down the line, and you're out shopping for yourself, parents aren't around. Me and my sister look at the box of Cookie Crisp and we're like, okay, we're doing it. So we bought the Cookie Crisp. We take it home. And it's like late at night, and we're so excited. We get these bowls out, pour it in there, and we go to take a bite. And then as we're eating it, we're like, wow, this is just not as good as I had it envisioned.
Yeah.
We had it so built up in our heads that, I wanted a bowl full of just cookies, and put some milk on it and eat it, but that's not quite what it was. So we were kind of let down by that.
Especially when your parents tell you no.
Right.
You just really want more,
Right.
Oh, do you guys remember, on a similar tangent, as opposed to Alphagetti or SpaghettiOs, do you remember Scarios? They were like little witch hats and crescent moons and ghosts.
No.
I
They were
don't.
little pasta shapes in the tomato sauce.
See, there's some cool stuff in Canada. Yeah.
Now, hold on. I want to find out if I'm the only person that ever did this and anybody else in the chat room. I don't know. This, for some reason, you just reminded me of this, but like, remember when you go into the bakery and they'd have those cookies with like the sugar characters on them? Like they'd make, say in today's world, they'd have like a SpongeBob on it or something like that. But back then, I guess they used to put like Ninja Turtles and stuff.
Yeah.
Did anybody else here used to like, I didn't even eat the sugar characters. I'd take them off and like save them in bags and shit. And sometimes with, Lucky Charms, I'd save like the little marshmallows, like with the limited edition ones, I'd save the little marshmallows and put them in a bag. I'm assuming probably no one else ever did this.
You're a
Pete,
freak.
that's crazy. Pete.
I love you, Pete.
Dude.
We love
We
you.
love you, Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Well, I mean, what were you planning to do with them? I mean,
He was going
don't
to
know.
he was going to playgrounds, and he was going, "Hey kids, hey,
yo,
hey,
what's up?
you want some sugar, man?
Yo,
The,
I got some sugar,
the collector inside me was breaking out. Back
hey,
in the
yo,
day.
Billy, I'll trade you that Jello packet.
He was snorting them. He was powering them up, smashing them down and snorting them.
I can't sell that. I can't eat this. This is limited edition shit, man."
Puke controller, and it's sitting right next to a bag of old marshmallow and sugar characters.
It was like the really dried out marshmallow, so it actually preserved itself pretty well.
Pete, you know what?
He's an expert.
Pete, I will get on the same level as you, and I will say this. This is one thing that I did similar to yours, but not exactly. And I think all of us have done this once or twice, so it may be a little different here, but I would take like Lucky Charms or whatever, right? I would take all of the marshmallows out, and then I would dump out all the other shit in the bowl, and then I would put all the marshmallows in the bowl and eat just the marshmallows.
We did that once when we were kids. My parents we begged for months, and they bought us one box of Lucky Charms, and we all did that. And they went out in the morning and saw the cereal in the garbage, and the box was empty, and we never got them again.
Can you imagine a garbage can just full of cereal? Yeah,
My parents were not pleased with that business.
yeah.
That reminds me of a cereal I used to eat when I was a kid. I remember it had a green box. It was a Rice Krispie flavor. They came out, or Rice Krispies. It was like Fruity Krispies or something like that. And it was basically like Rice Krispies, just the regular ones, I think lightly sweetened. And then it had marshmallows in it. Because I never liked Lucky Charms. I didn't like the other stuff in there. Like you guys are dumping it out. Like I ate it, but I didn't really like it. I was like, what if I could put this in another cereal? And I almost thought about taking marshmallows out and putting them in Rice Krispies. But I never did. But I always thought about it. So I guess I'm kind of there with you, Pete.
We're hardcore with our marshmallows.
Yeah.
I got to ask another question to you fellow folks from the south of the border. Do you still have cookies that they used to have in the 80s up here? And they were like Oreos, but they had green mint flavored icing, and they were called grasshoppers.
Oh, we still got them,
grasshoppers.
dude.
We still
Yeah,
have
love 'em.
Oh my God. I have to come down to the States to get grasshoppers because I'm dying, man.
I can see you at border.
Fuck yeah, they got 'em.
Why are you coming into the States? I need some grasshopper Oreos now.
We have like crazy flavor. We have peanut butter Oreos. We have, I don't know, mint Oreos. We have strawberry Oreos. I mean, there's like crazy flavor
Around
Oreos.
the holidays, they even get crazy and do all kinds of stuff with
Yeah.
them.
They have the white chocolate covered ones that I love.
Derek, the cereal you were referring to earlier was called Fruity Marshmallow Krispies.
That's right. I knew it was something. It had the
classic.
green box. I
Mhm.
loved it, and they did it for a very short time. But speaking of Oreos, was I the only one that made double stuffed Oreos before they actually
Oh,
did
yeah.
double stuff?
Oh,
I
dude.
hated the
I did
regular.
like quadruple stuff.
No. I used to open the Oreo up. I was one of the ones that would open it, eat the icing, and then eat the cookie. I didn't. Yeah, that's just how you do it.
I would
Nice.
try to open them up and to only have it be on one side of the Oreo. There was always some sort of frosting on both of them. I could never do it.
Yeah.
That was the twist. You had to do the twist, and then one of the cookies would come off by
Yeah,
itself.
there's always like still like fucking residue on it though. I couldn't get it. So anyway, hey,
Let's go on next question.
new segment of the show. What cereal are we eating today? Hey, we got Alex on the line. Alex, thanks for hanging out with us for 11 minutes there on hold. What's up, buddy?
Not much. What's going on, guys?
Not much. What's your question?
My question is, what is your 90s favorite point-and-click adventure game? I like a lot of point-and-click games from the 90s, but
wow.
I like that Phantasmagoria, I think it's called, the old horror game. But just wanted to know what your favorite one was.
Are we limiting it to just 90s, or can we open it to 80s too?
I guess you could go to 80s too.
Okay. Because Sierra had so many great point-and-click games.
The only one that I can think of off the top of my head is, well, I guess it's point and click, but on the NES was it Manic Mansion?
Yeah. I like Day of the Tentacle was a sequel to that, and that was really good for PC. That was 90s, but...
Mine would have to be oh my god, what's it called? Tim Schafer. Oh crap. I was right on the tip of my tongue. It was a LucasArts game. It was one of the last ones. It was a non-Star Wars that they did.
Oh, you're gonna take mine. You're gonna take it, you bastard.
It was the main character was Manuel Calaveras, and he was a skeleton. It was all done like Day of the Dead.
Oh no, you're not.
What, Grim Fandango?
Grim Fandango. Thank you, Pete. I love that game. It was amazing.
I've never played that. Yeah, I need to try that out.
Oh, so good. All the characters were hilarious and awesome. It was exactly what you expect from Tim Schafer. It was brilliant.
I'm probably just going to say Myst because that's the first one that I ever remember explicitly playing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have a funny story with that, actually. I used to play on my buddy's mom's computer, and she had Myst on there, and she told us that, oh, go play it, whatever, and we had no idea anything about the game other than it was just kind of, like, weird. And I remember we went into, like, the lighthouse, and we, like, clicked on something on the wall, and, like, all of a sudden the, like, lighthouse started to, like, rotate or whatever. And we were so freaked out. We were like, what the heck is going on?
That game used to creep me out. I don't know. That's one of the games where it's not meant to be scary, but it's so, like, you feel so alone on that island. Like, it was just creepy.
Yeah,
some parts of it.
Absolutely.
I will say that Sierra probably had some of the best point-and-click games earlier on. You had, King's Quest, Police Quest,
Space Quest.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
But one of my favorites, I think, it kind of went under the radar a little bit. It's called Dagger of Amon-Ra by Sierra. I don't know if you guys have ever played this game. It's a mystery game. Graphics are brilliant. It's all hand-drawn graphics. I mean, just Google it real quick and you can see kind of the artwork. It's just amazing.
What is it?
Dagger of Amon-Ra. A-M-O-N-Ra. R-A. Fantastic game, guys. It's a murder mystery. Well, good story, and it's a fucking good
Wait a
game.
minute, is that the one you had me buy at Bookman's?
Maybe.
Yeah, you said you have to buy this. You brought it over to me. It's like a 4-disc set or something.
I don't know.
The big jewel case, big thick one. I think it is.
It's all like it's taking place in like 1940s, 1930s.
I think it was. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, this looks really cool.
It's a really sweet game. That's one of my favorites.
Well, for me, I'm going to have to say Myst was one of the first games. Obviously, I'll agree with you there, Pete. Myst was one of the first point and clicks that I played on my Mac, actually. Apple Performa 450 was the first computer that played hardcore games like that. Hardcore. But I will say, in a more modern times, and I'm saying mid-90s here, LucasArts, one of my favorite LucasArts, Full-Throttle. Ooh, I love Full-Throttle. You guys ever play that one? You're like a biker dude.
Oh, yeah, I have played. I played way back.
Fantastic artwork. Great voice acting. Amazing.
It came out like during the same time, like Sam and Max, same time.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And you get like beat up and you're in the bar and then you have to, find your way out. It's just an amazing point and click adventure game. One of my favorites. So that'd be mine. So I hope that answered it for you there, Alex.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks for your question.
Thanks for the question, man.
See you guys later.
That guy was on the line for like 12 minutes while we talked about cereal.
Kudos to that guy.
So
should have gave him a free shirt or something.
Hey, just one more thing about cereal. Can someone tell me what the hell happened to the free toys in the damn cereal boxes?
I was thinking that too, man.
It's hard economic times, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what? How expensive is it to make those little? Remember the little you used to get like Pinocchio from Disney. The little had the hands that were like hooks. He could sit on the side of your cereal bowl.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember those sticky men that you throw on the wall and they would just like climb down because they were sticky.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Or the submarine that you put a little baking soda in it and fill your sink with water and it would dive and then pop back up and then dive and pop back up.
Yeah.
Man.
Although the other day, about a month ago, I picked up his Cheerios and they had a SpongeBob SquarePants free toy inside.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Times are tough. They're not giving anything out.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's all like use the code printed on the inside of the box to play an online game.
Yeah, they're getting cheap. And cereals are expensive too now. Some of them are like $4 or $5.
I want my damn cheap 2-cent plastic breaks in 5 minutes toy, goddammit.
And you all went home and you had your special way of looking down at the bottom of the box or pulling the back. Nobody waited till the end. I mean, you'd take the box sideways and you'd make it bulge out, look down, turn it over.
The best was when they actually put it in the bag with the same bag as the cereal. Like I would just take my hand in there and just like dive down, pick up the toy, the first thing.
He's going in.
And then they got smart and they started putting it underneath the bag. But for a while they were putting in like the
just rip them open and be like, Jack move, fool.
Because you were going to get lucky enough on the first one to like just pour it and it was going to come out in your bowl and be like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to go dive for that.
Oh, man, it was all about the digging.
Yeah. You got to dig for that prize.
Yeah.
Got to work for it.
We got
we got another question on here. We've got Phantom Jest. What's up?
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Yes,
how you doing?
Okay, my question for you.
Well, hold on. You're going to have to ask the first one. Because your first question got you on the show, okay?
Okay. All right, guys. The most important question of all that's on everyone's minds. Boxers or briefs?
Oh, I'm a boxer. I'm actually a boxer person personally. I do boxer briefs every once in a while though.
When I do wear clothes, it's got to be boxers.
When I do,
pants.
he's commando style.
Definitely boxers.
Jason doesn't wear any panties.
Panties.
Yeah.
That was an option.
Wait, what? Oh, no, I'm definitely boxers.
Boxers as well.
I'm the odd man out because I split the difference and wear boxer briefs.
Yeah, I've worn some boxer briefs.
I've heard that's the best of both worlds, Rob.
It is the best of both worlds.
I thought you wore underoos.
No.
Underoos.
You weren't supposed to tell.
Sorry about that.
Oh my God, I'm so serious. I'm gonna have to.
So what's the second question?
What's the second question?
Okay, the real question is, what was the one item or the one event that actually started your collection that made you start wanting to collect games and memorabilia?
I know mine. Well, like, I'm not going to go back and say, oh, it was when I first got my Sega Genesis and whatnot. The collector in me started coming out when I went to Funkoland, and normally I used to not really care too much if I got, the game with a box or whatnot, but the very first game that I explicitly, I went up to the counter with the game, and it was Kirby's Avalanche on the Super Nintendo, and I'm like, hey, instead of leaving that box there, can I take that with the game? Because normally most people just leave the box there and just take the game. But yeah, that's what started it all. Kirby's Avalanche on Super Nintendo. And from there, I just started collecting more and more box games.
I think for me, it probably started with the Super Nintendo. It's hard to pinpoint to one time or a moment where I like collecting games or playing games, whatever.
Yeah.
But definitely the Super Nintendo, there's so many good games, and I used to collect all the boxes back in the day and display the boxes in my room, and then I obviously had the NES before that, but then started to go back into the NES and started collecting games for that. So it kind of started back in early 90s for me, if I were to pinpoint it.
Mine started back, again, it's really hard to say, well, I'm going to start collecting and then, really go for that. It's just kind of for me, and I know for a lot of us, the stuff just started to pile up. And I always say this, just keep stacking them, keep stacking
I'll
games.
get into that, Jace, don't worry.
But the thing about it is my neighbors back, see, this was probably 93 or so, 92, 93. And I was already playing Super NES by this point, and I had that. But my neighbor had a garage sale, and I went over there, and he had an NES and a whole bunch of games and a bunch of stuff. And at the end of the garage sale, which is really strange because he didn't sell it. And I always thought that was really weird. Like, really, you didn't sell this thing? But he ended up moving, so that's why they're having a garage sale. He just gave it to me. He gave me the NES and he gave me the games and he had the box and he even had a 2600 in the box. I remember, and he gave me that as well. Like, he just didn't even care. And then I had all this stuff and I'm thinking, gosh, this is kind of like my little game collection here, you know, but I had already had Super NES and I was keeping all the manuals for the games and stuff. And that's just kind of like one of my moments where I realized, God, I guess I kind of need to put this somewhere, you know, like I guess I'll kind of make a little game corner, you know, and it just kept building from there. So that would kind of be one of the many memories that I have of becoming a collector.
How about yourself? Still there?
Phantom?
Me?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still here. It was actually when I found out that my uncle sold his Atari 2600. I was 3 at the time, so I was pretty devastated. And then years later, I came across one of the items that he didn't sell, which was an Asteroids cartridge. So that kind of started it from there. I've held on to it since then, even though I haven't been able to find an Atari 2600 in my area.
Where are you from?
I'm in New York.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So, well, thanks for answering my question.
Yeah,
thanks for calling.
I didn't get to answer.
Oh, Rob.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Yeah, I
Rob.
didn't answer either.
No, we're just thanking her ahead of time.
They got other things on their mind, you dirty bastards.
We're over here totally butt naked. Just shut up. You know, we're okay.
To be honest, I didn't really become conscious that what I had would be considered a collection. I think until after Johnny started. I don't think really until after Johnny started doing his show, Happy Console Gamer. Because until then, it was just I had lots of games, and I would buy games and I would not sell them, so they just piled up and I had them on shelves and I like to look at them. I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then through the YouTube community and everything else, and people talking about how they had collections and they'd collected games, it started to dawn on me that, oh shit, okay, I have a big game collection. So it was more just the obsessive need to have more games all the time. So anytime I walked into a secondhand store, anytime I walked up by a garage sale, anything else, if there were games there and I had money, chances are they were going home with me.
Yeah, it's kind of like an addiction. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you just can't pass them up.
Well, yeah, you can't, especially if it's like a boxed NES game in good condition and it's got the manual and it's like it looks so pretty and it's you got to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I know, Derrick, I know you can speak on behalf of yourself, but I would say I've been a bad influence in more modern times for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't definitely have a collection like you guys do. A lot of my stuff is more modern per se, because actually back in the day, I didn't have as much money for games and whatnot. So like an idiot, as I told Jason the other night, I got rid of my Super Nintendo a while back with a couple of games I really love. So I will have to get those back at one point in time. But yeah, Jason has definitely been an influence. I mean, even just recently I've gone through, GameStop was getting rid of all their PS2 games. And so they were doing buy two, get two free. So I was just like, well, I can't turn that down. So there's lots of PS2 games that, I played at his house or other people's house I've always wanted and I just hadn't got. So my collection as far as PS2 games is really, Jason saw when he was over last, has really gotten a lot bigger over the last year. And we had a funny moment when he was over here for the last game night where we're sitting there playing. Lots of stuff is hooked up. And he just looks over out of nowhere and he's looking at my CD. I got a rack that's got a lot of CDs on it. Then I got games in the middle and I got movies. And he looks over and he's like, I have a lot of games. You have a lot of games. We're never going to play them all, but you just keep stacking them. And then when we get a chance, we'll play them, and it was just too funny to me because it's so true. There's just too many games to keep up with all of it. But, so that's really kind of my story. I would like to go back and get some other stuff and buying a game at Goodwill with Jason actually for Game Boy Advance was F-Zero GP Legends. Had a box, manual, and the game, for $5. It was a pretty good deal.
What a great game too.
I know that kind of got me interested in collecting. You know, I'm like, there I am buying complete. You know, the box wasn't in great condition, but still, you know, for $5, it was a pretty good deal. And
Can't beat it.
Yeah, it reminds me of you guys all talking about you wanting to collect your games like Super Nintendo with the box and all that kind of stuff.
Dangerous. Don't do it.
Oh,
do
I
not
know.
start off collecting Super Nintendo box
That's
copies.
tough.
God almighty.
Don't you dare start with me either, because Jason's bad enough influence on me already. Between Steam and Goodwill, and now he got me on eBay. Oh man, it's bad news.
Just danger.
Yeah, so I'm just,
I'll just say I made a purchase today of some complete, most of them are complete, at least box Super Nintendo games, and yeah, it hurt. Freaking expensive stuff, but I don't know. Once I get them, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sweet.
it's a lot of fun. It's very addicting, and I just want to go back and collect at least the game. I know how it always starts. You go back and collect the games you want, you've always missed or whatnot, and then it'll escalate past that. But
I'm really trying to stick to ones that I really want, like games that I want to play. If I'm going to buy like a complete Super Nintendo game, it's going to be one that I know I'm going to play, not just because it's, rare or expensive. I do a lot of research on YouTube. Like I'll watch reviews if they're up there and watch a lot of gameplay before I pick them up.
So I hope that answered your question there, Phantom Jest.
Yes, it did. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for your question. You don't really even think about, when you're starting to collect. It just happens.
Yeah,
and then you wake up one day and you're like, man, I got a lot of shit, like it's just there,
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight.
No,
for sure.
definitely
It's
not.
over time. Yeah.
it's usually when you wake up and you go, oh, I need another storage unit past the one I already have.
So, guys, I have an update. My dog is at 30 votes. Johnny's goat's at 28.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Neck and neck almost.
Neck and neck. So,
Goat.
dog.
Vote
Where's
for
my
the goat.
dog pound?
Which, by the way, I'm not sure listeners that are listening to this, the recorded version of this, when it airs next week, I'm not sure what battle. I'm not going to rearrange the pairings. Some of the pairings are quite epic, but I'm going to rearrange, the order in which some of the pairings battles happen, because right now the top of the bracket is kind of like one-sided. There's a lot of the more popular, I guess you could say, characters on there, and on the bottom it's sort of like, a little bit lesser known stuff. So I'm going to rearrange it. So I'm not sure what pairing will be up next week, but I might do, I don't know. What do you guys want me to do? Like Throw Up Controller versus Pure Solar? You want some like Robot Cat versus Gary's Cat? What do we want?
Whatever's next in line.
Yeah, whatever's next.
But next in line would be too epic.
Then switch it up. Switch it up. Yeah, it's
Switch
all
it up.
good.
Because we don't want to have like Human Centipede versus, the dog. I mean, I don't know. Kind of move it down a bit.
Did Johnny ever open his Pure Solar copy, by the way?
Yes, he did.
I did.
Yeah, because of my petition.
That's right.
The petition makes it official.
Right. I'm surprised he said okay to that. I really thought he wasn't going to.
Now we got to make another petition so he actually plays the damn game.
Because now it's just sitting.
Right. Speaking of sitting, Jason, have you watched those Lord of the Rings movies yet?
What's going on with that, buddy?
I put it in the computer and I was just about ready to start doing it, and then my grandma died and I had to rush out and I had to go do a whole bunch of other things.
Hey, we're family, and I know both of our grandmas died a while ago.
Oh, he called you out.
No, here's
I used a bad excuse with him on.
Here's what I propose. I mean, I've said this to you before. I don't know if you're going to come into town in December or whatnot, but the next time you do come into town, like if you want to sit down and watch it, and I can explain it to you kind of as it's going, it might be a little bit better for you.
Okay, no, you know what? No.
You know what?
You know what, Jason? Jason, you my buddy. I made you poutine. You my man. It's time to man up. It's time to sit down, and it's time to watch your ass some Lord of the Rings. The excuses just don't hold the water anymore. I don't care what the hell you got to say.
You're right,
if
Rob.
you can sit around,
You're right.
Do anything else.
You're right. You're right. Rob,
all we're trying to do is give you love, joy, and happiness.
Yeah, you know what? I got to stop being a pussy. And how easy is it? John even brought me the goddamn DVDs.
Jason, you know what? Honestly, there's nothing wrong about being a pussy. You know why?
Oh, I know it.
Because you are what you
I
eat.
am what
Yeah,
I
I
eat.
did.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. yeah.
In that case, you're an asshole.
Yeah, okay.
So about that, all right?
Oh man.
It's some bullshit. You know, I'm
All
going
right.
to cut the podcast right now. I got mice clicks on everything here. All right, let's get into another question. How about that? Are we having fun doing that? It's fun.
Liking it.
Yeah. All right, so what's up, caller? We got another caller. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. Really nervous.
No, go ahead.
Hey, don't be.
Star Trek. Starstruck.
We are too, you know. Don't even worry about it.
You're amongst friends, man.
Yep. So what's going on, my friend? What question you got for us tonight?
Well, I asked, what kind of media would you want next generation systems to have? I say they should bring back cartridges, and for save games, they should have solid state hard drives. And I've been listening to your podcast since day one. So
Oh, awesome.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Well, I think that's a great question. You know what? You know what the problem with cartridges was? Is that they just couldn't fit all the data on them, right? Well, technology has advanced so much. I mean, yeah, a solid state drive.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you can fit everything on that, and it's small.
Look at those SD cards. You can put so much.
Even SD card, it's flash media. It's same type of thing, right?
Flash media, yeah. They
Yeah.
could easily
So like flash drives. How about USB drives? You know what I mean? Can you imagine going and buying a game? It's like a little USB drive. You just plug it in.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. To be honest with you, you know, I don't think that's too far off. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. You know, right now it's, you know, kind of in the middle as far as price wise, but I mean, when the next generation of consoles come out, who knows? I mean, that's pretty cool, actually.
The only other thing I can think of is I've heard that they're working on technology now where they can use, and I'm not sure what all is in it, but it's a form of like a gelatinous substance they can put in a glass cube, and they can actually use a laser to read and store information in it.
Serious?
Serious.
Wow.
Because my brother-in-law is an electrical engineer specializing in nanotechnology and lasers. And he's been talking about not only medical applications for nano lasers, but systems like that would be able to access information for computers so much faster, and they can use this gelatinous substance as a means of storing. So it's kind of like a wetware storage. So
Interesting.
that is actually in the works. So you could basically like a little Jello cube that you stick in your system, and it's got like multi terabytes of data.
That's crazy. It's like straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Can you use it for lube as well? And like kind of.
John.
Yeah,
Instead of trading your game back in, you just make a second use for it.
I got Call of Duty to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Call of Booty.
Call of Booty.
If it's a pornographic film, then you just crack it open, rub it on, and call it a good time.
That would eliminate, trade-ins. You build an attachment to your games.
That sounds really interesting, Rob. I haven't heard that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I would love to see cartridges come back. Just being a retro by heart, I'd love to see that come back. But realistically, I don't think they're gonna be
Uncle
cartridges.
Slapnuts in the chat wanted to see Neo Geo AES sized carts come back.
Uncle Slapnuts.
I'm just saying, I want to give the guy credit. Gotta bring
Dude, awesome name.
And how good are those new lasers? Because if they're like, lasers that have been out, like my Super Nintendo still works, but the cartridge and the connectors and all that. And but with lasers, all the lasers have been dying, like my
Right.
PS1 laser and all that.
Yeah,
so
they
maybe
get
that
dirty,
laser will die.
That's true.
Yeah, they need.
It's another reason why I really like cartridges. They still work.
Well, yeah, you get the Atari 2600 games just work first time and like no problem. Mine do anyway.
Yeah.
My Atari 2600 works every time.
Yeah,
first time.
and I've seen it. It's like he pulls it out of the dirt every time he plays it. So like it's totally a wreck, and it works every time.
Yeah.
Now, what is the story behind blowing in the carts? That doesn't actually work.
No,
but why does it
it's
seem like every
actually
time
bad.
I do it, it works?
It's an old wives' tale.
What it was sometimes when the contacts get dirty, there's not as much of an actual transference of current through the contacts. But if you breathe on it, what you're actually doing is getting that bit of moisture out of your breath onto the metal of the contacts, and that increases the amount of current that can travel through. It gives it better. What am I looking for there? What's the term?
I know what you mean.
Conductivity.
Yeah,
It gives it better conductivity because of the moisture on the surface.
I heard it's bad for the cartridges to do that. Bad to blow them. Is that true?
It can be, because you don't want too much moisture, especially when you put electricity through it. What it can do is it can cause even more corrosion.
Well,
I just spit in mine.
I mean,
So.
think about it. You don't want to wet lip the fucking thing. You just want to blow on it.
How about
Yeah,
this? How
nothing's
about
worse
this?
than a bad blowjob.
If someone was giving you $1,000 to take an old, like NES, we're talking Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt cartridge that's, been used who knows how many times, to lick the contact, would you do it?
Oh.
Top to bottom. 'Cause I don't know if you ever cleaned an NES card with a Q-tip. That shit is black.
I'd only do it under one condition. You'd have to lick your barf controller.
Oh.
On the inside.
In the inside.
The inside.
The gauntlet is down, man.
That's an interesting question, Pete. I'm gonna just have to say, well, for you said $1 million.
Who knows what kind of terms are on that? You might die.
Have you guys seen those T-shirts that have like a Nintendo cartridge on it and it says "Blow me"? Those are awesome. Have you seen those?
I want one. That's awesome.
It's so like, 'cause if you're in like a room with someone that's like not a video gamer and they see that, it's like, wow,
right?
I'd lick that for $1.
You lick it for $1?
I'll lick anyone's game for $1 a piece. A game.
See, now you know what? This reminds me of a story of it. It's probably Johnny's story to tell, but he used to know a guy a long time ago. I know names, but this guy used to hang out with their friends, and he wanted a skateboard real bad. And they told him he could have it if he licked a cat's ass.
Are you
And
serious?
he actually picked up the cat and licked its ass and gave him the skateboard.
That's wrong.
I feel like taking a quick walk around the house here.
That's a whole other meaning of licking pussy, eh?
Oh,
there's John.
love it. Yeah.
I had to say, sorry, you laid it out there.
Hey, so Jonathan, I hope that answered your question, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening
Hey, thanks,
since
man. Thanks for
episode
joining,
1. We appreciate it.
Yeah, good question. Great question.
Good night.
Thanks. Good night.
Oh, I love these people. I mean, you're sitting there listening to his bullshit about licking cats' assholes and shit. We love you guys,
Just another day. Just another day.
I'm probably going to get in so much trouble for telling that story now, because Johnny's going to be like, you shouldn't have said that. And I'm going to be like, oh, damn. Cat's out of the bag now.
Cat's out of the bag, literally.
So now what?
Yeah, so what do you guys want to do?
Just keep going.
I don't know. Any other people? Is that all we have? Callers?
No, there's tons of people that want questions. I mean, you guys know, we could be here all night doing it.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, whatever.
All right,
Pete, what do you want to do, Pete?
Got a cat laying around? I don't know what the hell you mean.
See, now Pete's got pussy on the brain. So.
You got a cat laying around.
Yeah, we don't have Dr. Love. People are asking for Dr. Love. Dr. Love isn't here in the house.
Not here.
However, if you wanna ask a question of grouchy parent gamer questions, I can give advice on parenting and gaming.
There you go. More Marge impressions, Rob.
More Marge impressions. The number one most important thing when you're a parent gamer, tiered education system. My son is playing Pac-Man these days, and when he can clear the screen of dots, he can play Galaga that involves a joystick and a button.
Yeah, nice.
And if he can clear a screen of those guys, then he gets Super Mario Brothers on the NES, and he will work his way up.
There you go. Nice.
There's your parenting
smart.
advice.
Pretty smart. Makes sense.
I always think about it, actually, what the generation, like your son, is going to be like by the time we're like older, like what kind of games they're going to play and how ridiculous they are. I mean, we always joke around about we get beat by 12-year-old Call of Duty players that play like all the time because we don't have time to play. But I just, that generation of like what kind of games they have right now to like what kind of gamer they're going to be when they're our age. Like, it's just going to be ridiculous.
Well, I find it interesting because I think not unlike how fashion has gone and how music has gone, what you're going to see is a lot of things will come around in circles until it gets to a point where everything is on the surface and they have their choice, like a smorgasbord of all these different gaming styles, and they'll just find their own way. They'll take bits that they like of this, bits that they like of that, but they'll have this plethora of gaming possibilities that we never had. We worked our way up the evolution, so we're a very this to this to this style. They'll just have everything, so they'll pick and choose what they want and not play what they don't.
Right.
Wow, that was quite the conversation starter. Glad I'm being interesting enough to keep it rolling.
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Gaming Piece Theater things. I'm seeing what I should answer.
Are you wearing a Wally World shirt?
Yeah, I'm wearing a Wally World shirt.
Dude,
Oh yeah,
that is awesome.
Is Wally World a nickname for Walmart?
I call it that. Yeah, you call it that too?
Wally World.
Okay,
yeah.
I call Walmart Wally World, but I wasn't sure if that's.
But I'm wearing the actual Wally World from the Vacation movie, like the moose, like from the Vacation movie.
Okay, funny story, real briefly about that. I went to the bank today, pay some bills, and I had my account number and a text message. Don't ask me why. And so I showed the clerk, just like, here's the account number, here's the amount I want to transfer and whatever, la da da. And I was talking, I said Wally World because I went to Walmart the other day, and I said, I'm going to Wally World. And she looks at it and she goes, you know that's not there anymore, right? I'm looking at her, I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, Wally World, it's not there. I'm like, I'm talking about Walmart. That's so weird you're wearing that shirt.
Yeah, it's classic, dude.
Where'd you get it? Walmart?
I got it at Walmart. No, I got it in San Diego like a couple weekends ago when I was there.
Wait, it's still there?
What?
Wally World?
No, it's at a
yeah,
shop.
I was saying.
No, it's a fictional.
Was there ever actually a real Wally World?
No, I think it was supposed to be like Disneyland or some shit.
I think it was like a real amusement park back in the day, in like the 70s. No?
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was
Or
real.
was that just the movie thing?
Here's a tied into the gaming trivia. The Bally Astrocade, which is a system that I've done a review on, that actually makes an appearance in the original Vacation movie. It's a scene. Are you guys familiar with the movie when they're talking about doing the route to where they're going to go from Chicago to California?
Yeah, and he has the car graphic that.
Right. That computer that he's using is actually a Bally Astrocade.
That's really cool.
Wow, that is, yeah.
Kind of random fact there.
That's right.
I love the Vacation movies.
Oh, classic.
Christmas was my favorite.
Christmas
Vacation's coming up, yeah.
I like Vegas Vacation. They're where Hoover Dam. Like, you have any damn questions? Where's the damn
Check out
bathroom?
the damn shop for all the damn souvenirs. Love it.
I love the trailer park casino with its games. Like, how many fingers am I holding up?
Pick a hand. It's like, what number am I thinking right now? It's like, classic shit.
Good stuff.
Good old Chevy Chase.
Yeah. All right, so I do have a gaming piece theater real quick.
Oh, nice.
If I can go over that.
Right.
So, guys, continue asking those. You can go into our forums. Just go to our website and allgengamers.com. There's a link. And you can ask Love Dog questions too. When Johnny comes back, we'll answer those. But
wait, hold on. Let's make it official. I think I got this.
Oh.
Welcome to another episode of Gaming Piece Theater with Gamester81. Gamester, what piece of gaming history are you going to share with us today?
Oh, I got you on that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. Good to have you on the show briefly. This is from 510 Gamer, and he wants to know more about the Amiga CD32. Do you guys know anything about the system? First off,
I got one.
Do you?
It's a pain in the ass to play in the US, I'll tell you that much.
I have one that I found at a Sally Ann for $5 that has no cables, no games, and no controllers.
So, Pete, you say it's a pain in the ass. So is it like you have the PAL version?
Yeah. In order to play it, I had to buy a Commodore monitor that supports, PAL, I guess the PAL region, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Because if you hook it up to a US TV, it comes in black and white or it's all scrambled. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, I had to go through a lot of hoops to play that.
You should have gotten a Canadian one, my friend, because the system was never released in the States, actually. It was released in Europe and it was released in Canada. But there was a type, it's made by Commodore and it's based on the Amiga 1200 computer. And it was what they call the first 32-bit CD-ROM system, although technically it's not the first because there's the Japanese, what's it called? I'm trying to blank. I think the Towns Marty came out before that, technically a couple months before this, but it was the first mainstream 32-bit CD-ROM system. console for a home market. It didn't sell very well. In fact, there was, I guess there was like a kind of a copyright issue in the States. There's kind of a hiccup thing. It was supposed to come out in the States, but for some reason it didn't because of some patent. I guess there was a different patent that some guy owned, and it was never released in the States, unfortunately, during this time. So it kind of sucked. So Pete, we couldn't get it here in the States, but Rob,
people
I'm
are
sure
saying in chat, real fast,
Yeah.
Gamester, I don't know if you know, the Canadian version, is that like super rare or something?
No.
No? And that one will work fine on a US
Yeah,
TV?
yeah, it will work fine. I have one. It works fine.
I wish I would have known that. I can tell you, because... oh well.
Somebody get on eBay for him right now.
Well, the only problem is because my monitor that I was using for it, like, it has sound issues, and I don't know. I got that fixed, but then the monitor itself, like, works half the time, so it's a pain in the ass.
Don't forget that is that monitor a PAL monitor?
It's a good question too.
Because most PAL regions also run on 220 volts as opposed to North America that runs on a 110 volt outlet.
I'll have to look into it, actually. I didn't buy it from the UK. I bought it from a US seller. I think the voltage on it does work fine in the US, if I can remember right.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise I would have... Yeah, it's not a PAL outlet. I don't have to use, like, a converter or anything like that.
Okay. Just a thought.
Yeah, it's a good... Yeah.
So there were some third-party accessories that were available for the CD32, including a floppy disk drive, a keyboard, kind of make it more like a computer, which is kind of interesting because once you just want to get a computer, like, why don't you just
kind of
get a computer? But yeah, there were some third-party accessories. The graphics are decent, kind of ran slow, loaded kind of slow in today's standards, obviously, but definitely a system to check out. I mean, Pete, what kind of games do you have for it?
Well, really interesting game that's on there. People that have a PS3, Super Stardust HD. The original, believe it, I didn't even know this game existed. Super Stardust on the Amiga CD32, which is I guess you can say, the sequel to it would be the Super Stardust HD. I also have another game called Darkseed, which I believe is also available on like the PC. It's a kind of creepy adventure game. And that's really basically all. I have a couple of other platformers, but I don't really have too much for it because some of the good games for it are pretty expensive. Like I'm trying to get a copy of Akira for it, which is really hard to get.
Pete, I'm also looking on here, and it says something interesting here you might like to know. It says there's actually, if you hook up a second controller or put up a Amiga mouse into the port 2, it says that if you hold down both buttons while loading the operation.
Yeah. That's what I have to do, I think.
You can boot it you can change the NTSC or PAL mode.
Yeah, because I had to buy a mouse separately for it as well in order to do that.
Nice. Got the hookup.
So
you're saying I shouldn't do my book reports or anything on this thing?
No, you probably shouldn't be doing your book reports on this thing.
Do they sell an adapter printer or something we can attach to it?
So it's considered the 5th generation system. Came out in 1993, was discontinued in 1994.
Oh, jeez.
Around 100,000 were sold, mainly in Europe, actually. But it really bankrupted Commodore, really bled Commodore drive money, unfortunately, and just never really made it to the U.S., unfortunately. So it's kind of rare in the U.S., but Pete, did you get yours on eBay?
Yeah, I got it on eBay. I got a complete one. I forget how much I paid for it. It was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it was brand new, so whatever I paid, it wasn't too expensive. Because normally if I buy a system brand new, I try not to do that because they usually charge a lot for them. But this was a pretty good price. If I had to guess, I think I was maybe around 120.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. So it's cool. It kind of looks like a Genesis almost, like the way it's shaped.
It looks like
it's got like a volume thing on it, like for
it looks like an XI,
earphones.
like the JVC XI. That's what it kind of looks like.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. The controllers are kind of big and kind of bulky and kind of awkward. The joy pads.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, yeah, that's the Amiga CD32. I appreciate the question. Thank you, and keep them coming, guys.
And now on to everyone's favorite part of the show. It's the Pandora update with Gamester81. John, what the fuck is up with the Pandora?
There's fucking no update to give, my friend, because
man.
Okay, so here's the deal. They emailed me like a month ago, and this bitch is like, she's like, oh, sorry about the wait, because I've been waiting like 2 years for this thing. And I explained to him, like, I want to review it. I got a lot of people who want to review it. It's good promotions for them, et cetera, so forth, whatever. So she's like, well, I'll tell you what. She's like, if you pay $150 more, we can give you the new updated version.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and if you fly in and suck on my balls, we'll have a deal.
There's like, I guess we're having issues with the Wi-Fi on it. And so she's like, we'll give you like an adapter to hook up this Wi-Fi to, and it'll cost you only $150 more.
Refund.
Only $150.
So I'm like,
Refund.
I respond, I'm like, so does this mean that I have to pay $150 more for this tiny thing, or can I just wait it out? Never got a response back.
Refund. That's
John. That's some bullshit.
It really is. You know, they're probably
Seriously.
listening to the podcast going, "This is that Gamester 81."
Okay, you know what we're gonna do?
Yeah.
The All Gen Gamer boys are all going to get together. We're going to get Johnny and the rest of them, and I'm going to come in and we're going to fly to the factory. We're going to take some baseball bats. We're going to beat the shit out of everybody there, and then we're going to get you a goddamn fresh off the production run Pandora. That's what we're going to do.
It's in the UK. So any of my UK homies to have my back here.
I mean, and
this is
everyone in the
bullshit.
chat room is saying it, but I mean, this is a serious question. Like, are you getting scammed? Do you feel like you're getting scammed?
I feel like I am, but I see people get him. Like Ashton's got him.
Okay, so
you've
physically seen them.
Yes, I've seen them pop on eBay.
Okay.
I mean, they do exist.
Okay, so they're just idiots. They just haven't sent.
By the time you get yours, though, the second model will be out.
Seriously.
By the time I get mine, I'll probably be dead, dude.
So that's looking at it possibly. No, I mean, like from a business standpoint, I just don't understand how they could. Man, that's messed up, you know. And then just have the audacity to get on there and like be like, oh, well, you want it now?
Okay, I'm gonna read you. Can I read you her email, like word for word?
Please do.
Hold on,
Please.
give me a second to load this shit up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't believe that. I mean, as far as like PR goes, like I'm never gonna buy one of these things. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean that even pisses off Robot Cat.
Give me a second, guys. Keep talking because let me look this up.
All right. Did you find it yet?
No, keep going. I'm enjoying it too, man. It's awesome.
Oh, all right. Did you find it yet?
Speaking of that, I wish I could have heard Sari say some of my text messages I was sending you today, Jason.
Oh man,
that was so funny.
Give me a minute.
Oh,
Give me a minute. So what's really funny is just give me a minute here. So what happened is, you know, my cousin, Dirty Dongles here, he sent me a text message. And I got the new iPhone 4S, right? And I think one of the coolest things about that phone is that it has Siri, where you can talk to it and does things for you. You know, makes reminders for you. It can read text messages. It can do all kinds of cool stuff, right? So I got a text message. How you doing over there, John? You good?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll finish then. Okay, so I asked Siri to read me my text when my cousin sent it to me. And this is what Siri said. Read me my text.
New message from Dirty Dongles. I am just real happy to be here. Lol.
Really, really happy to be here. Lol.
Lol.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right. So I sent her an email on September 18th. I got a response on October 2nd. Okay, and this is from Hello, John. Please accept my sincere apologies for the very late reply. As you may know, production and support is being moved to Germany. This process has caused a backlog of emails, which we are now working through. Okay. The delay in shipping is due to a circuit code, as we have not received as many boards as expected and not in the timescale we had been informed. We're currently awaiting an update shipping schedule. We are offering a Pandora without reliable internet Wi-Fi. It will come with a tiny Wi-Fi dongle. It says dongle. Dirty dongle.
Dirty, very dirty.
Dirty dongle. Instead, please let me know if you wish to accept this Pandora or would prefer to wait for your order. And then I reply, oh, she says, one more. Oh, hello, John. I forgot to include an additional cost for the premium Pandora e-Wi-Fi is $122 US, 90 pounds. Please accept my apologies for this information. And I replied to him, her name's Jacqueline. just to clarify the additional 122. Okay, I said, is this dongle, is it going to be included or what's the deal? So I said, just to clarify, the additional $123 is for the Pandora with the Wi-Fi dongle and not for the version that I initially paid for and have been waiting for a while, correct? And she never replied to me. So that's bullshit.
That's a very dirty move.
Wait, so is she saying that if you pay this extra 122, you'll basically get it like right away?
Right.
That
doesn't make
such
sense.
bullshit. No, it doesn't. Considering they've had his money for 3 years.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That is some straight up bullshit.
I'm almost tempted to give her email out, but I don't want to because I know you guys will email her and shit.
Spam the hell out of her. Yeah, I mean, she's putting a bad taint on the whole dongle thing. I mean, that's
yeah, dirty.
She needs to stop that shit right now.
You tell her to refrain from using that, and emails with that kind of bad news in it.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous, John. I know you really want one, and I know you waited so long, but man, I'd get my refund. That's just me. But
yeah.
Once you get it up, I mean, I'm gonna love to see a review. Once you hang out with that, I mean,
I already have an idea for a review once I do get it, if I ever do get it. But
I can't wait.
You should do a review without it. You should just have an empty box. You'd be like, "So, guys, this is my review of the Pandora. Look, isn't it amazing?"
Or just like have your hands like you're holding something and there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Like check out this D-pad. Your thumb's all moving around. Like nothing's there. That's what you totally should do.
It's ironic because this whole thing, she's really, by doing this shit, she's opening Pandora's box.
Oh.
It's like, shit's gonna hit the fan.
Oh man.
And after you make that video, you can send her a link back. That would be your response to it.
That honestly would be the funniest shit on YouTube.
Hell yeah. I'd like it too.
So that is the update on the Pandora because it's bullshit.
Yep.
So I'm curious if anyone else on the listeners, or users, whatever we call them now, if they actually have ordered a Pandora and if they've received it or not, or if they're still waiting like I am, let me know. So
thank you. Come again.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be here.
Lol.
Lol.
So I guess I'll do a quick update on what I've been playing. And, well, people that'll listen to this now live, this is a continuation off of last week's recorded episode, which will be going up Wednesday. But I talked about Uncharted and how I didn't think it was as good as the second one at the time. And it just so happens that where I stopped playing right before I talked about it on last episode was like right before the game gets like crazy amazing, which is on the ship. So yeah, I finished up Uncharted and it was a lot of fun. I posted my review, which, by the way, spoiler warning, apparently a lot of people were very mad because my review had apparently a lot of spoilers in it. So yeah, just a word of caution if
Why
you don't
are you
want.
even watching it? Never mind. Continue.
Yeah, I know, Joe. I know.
I'll just leave it there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want any spoilers, if you don't want to see what this game looks like, don't watch the review. There you go. But I apologize if I ruined anybody's experience by watching my review. Because I did, hey, I wasn't just going to take like the trailer footage that everybody and their mother has seen and just post it in the review. Like I actually took the time. I took a couple of hours to go back through the entire game and like go chapter to chapter and record the footage that I wanted to use for the review to show what I was talking about. And I guess some scenes slipped in there that were kind of, people had no idea about. And I didn't quite think of it as a huge spoiler at the time. But anyway, Uncharted 3 was an amazing game and not as good as the second one, I don't think. The second one is just, that game just blew me away so much. The jump from 1 to 2 is just so great. That going from 2 to 3, it's like not as big of a surprise, like you knew it was going to be good. But without a doubt, if anybody hasn't played the Uncharted games, at least start with Uncharted 2. Don't jump right into 3, because in this one, it's very apparent that the characters have definitely carried over, and you really need to know who they are from the previous games to really get their personality. I also beat Sonic Generations, which last episode I only played like an hour and a half, 2 hours of, I think. And it started off really good. Like the first 6 levels are from the Genesis and the Dreamcast era. And then when it went into the current generation stuff with like Sonic 06 and Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors, like it's so ironic. Like Sonic Generations actually started to go downhill when it got to that portion of the game. It was so funny because it started off so amazing, and then by the time I got to those levels, some of them ended up being some of my least favorite levels in the entire game. And the boss battles at that part of the game were just such a letdown, believe it or not. The final boss battle was like kind of, I don't want to spoil anything, but it wasn't that great. But without a doubt, this is probably the best game since Sonic Adventure. It's such a fan service game, and it's such a shame that a lot of people are going to pass up on it because, they think, oh, it's a new Sonic game, it's got to be terrible, but it's really good. If you like the classic Sonic, it's definitely worth picking up alone just for the classic levels, which you're going to get 9 of them. You are forced to play through 9 modern levels, but believe it or not, they're actually pretty good because it eliminates 2 of the biggest problems with modern Sonic games. First of all, I barely had any camera issues the entire game. It did a really good job of keeping the camera on track. There's no cheap deaths like in Sonic 06. And there's not a lot of cheap deaths. Whereas in a lot of the newer Sonics, you can kind of run into you'll be running too fast, and unless you have these levels memorized, you'll fall to your death constantly. But that's not the case in this game because there's so many branching and alternate paths that if you fall off of like a ledge or something, you're almost always going to fall into just another alternate path of the level. So it actually keeps it moving really fast because you're never really falling to your death constantly. And there's a lot of challenge levels, which I plan on going through. That's actually the weakest part of the game. And it's something that it makes me wonder, they put so much time into crafting these side missions and like challenge levels that it's almost as if it encompasses like 60% of the game and the other 40% are the actual like regular levels. It makes me wonder if they had just left out these challenge levels and just made more regular classic and modern levels, how much more amazing it could have been. Because it bewilders me that Sonic 3 and Sonic CD were left out entirely from this game. And they had no shame in it. At the end of the game, and this isn't a spoiler, in the end credits, they show gameplay from, going in chronological order, going from Sonic 1 to 2. They skip right over 3 and go to Sonic and Knuckles. They left out 2 very, a lot of fans really love those 2 games. And the Sonic series, many go as far as to say they're their favorites, and they were left out entirely. So, I don't know, just, kind of makes me wonder some of their decisions in there. But anyway, Sonic Generations was excellent. Do any of you plan on picking it up?
I've been wanting to, actually, Pete. I haven't yet, but I'm definitely going to.
I think I should. I want to.
Like, someone in chat just mentioned that DLC is coming, but I mean, come on. I mean, Jesus Christ, this stuff should have been in the game from the get-go. Do they really need to release content where they're making you pay to get Sonic 3 and Sonic CD? I mean, I'll buy it, but it should have been in there from the start.
I have a question for you, Pete. Kind of a question, kind of on the subject of Sonic. When I was using up some of my Microsoft points a while back, I bought like Sonic and Knuckles. It was like really cheap. I forget how much it was, but I was like,
they were like 200 points. They would discount them too.
Something like that. And I bought it, and I just recently tried to play it. And, I never had a Genesis growing up, and so I haven't really played Sonic that much. I think I'm intimidated by it kind of in a way. So I'm playing it, and I know this is jumping into the series kind of in the middle, but I don't know, like, is there any tips you can give me? I know the game's just weird to me. Like, I know it sounds weird, but like, it's so different for me, and
the classic Sonic games are actually, they're pretty damn hard until you get them down and like memorize some of the levels. Like, I'm sure a lot of people can attest to, when you played these games as a kid, they were hard to beat, unless you played them a lot. So, I mean, when you say it's weird, do you just mean the controls feel weird, or?
I guess, obviously you're compared to like Mario. I mean, I know it's totally different than that, but I get really discouraged because I'm going, and there's a lot of just trusting in where he's going to run. But like, I guess the hardest part for me was like seeing like when you get hit and all your rings go everywhere. And I was like, what? And then you're lucky if you get even some of them back. Like, I don't know, that was a little discouraging to me.
It's all about memorization, because it's still the same in Sonic Generations for, some parts of the game where if you're just running blindly, you're going to hit into an enemy. So it's all about just memorizing where the enemies are. And once you get that down, I mean, it's a lot more fun, you know.
I'll have to give it another try, but I felt like such a Sonic noob, I guess, as I was playing. I was like,
Sonic and Knuckles is kind of a weird one to jump into it on, you know. I would probably say 1 or 2 would be the better one to go in with.
All right, I will look for those then.
Oh, and by the way, Sonic Generations on the 3DS is going to be like an entirely different game. From what I understand, what I read is that it's going to have all different levels except for Green Hill Zone from the console versions. So definitely looking forward to picking that up as well on the 22nd. I've also, once again, a continuation from last week, I've been playing some more Legend of Heroes Trials in the Sky for the PSP, and I've been really enjoying that. I'm just about 5.5 hours into it, and I've been doing a lot of the side quests, so I'm not just blowing through the story because, I don't know, maybe I haven't really learned all the mechanics to this game, but it seems like in order to make money to actually buy equipment, you have to do quests and like missions for the Bracer Guild, which is basically like your form of currency, and that you do missions, and that's the only way you get money that I've noticed so far. I guess, you know, getting drop items from enemies, you can sell them to the shop or whatever, but I don't know, I've been really enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, and the characters are starting to develop really well, and this is one mammoth of an RPG, and I'm just really glad that I'm finally starting to get into playing it because I've put it off for quite a long time. So anybody that's a fan of classic RPGs, and if you have a PSP, this is definitely a game to look into. And I've also been playing quite a bit more of Shining Force Resurrection of the Dark Dragon on the Game Boy Advance, which, by the way, Jason, you've cracked my Game Boy Advance player virginity. Watching your stream the other night, I finally took out my Game Boy Advance player that I've had for a few months now.
Yes, I remember you talking about buying one.
Yeah. Yep, because I remember you mentioned it on the podcast, and like I bought it during the podcast. I'm like, yep, all right, I just bought that.
Yes, I'm so happy I was your first.
So yeah, I was watching you stream the other night and you were using your Game Boy Advance player, and I'm like, you know what, I'm hooking that shit up. And it's so amazing being able to play a Game Boy Advance game on a TV. I
know, and you know what, not to interrupt you, but think of that signal flow. I sit there and I think about it. I'm going, look, I am playing F-Zero GP Legends on my GameCube through this adapter, and I'm playing it on my TV wirelessly from my Wavebird. That is just amazing, and it feels great.
Because, you know, like, I love playing handheld games. I don't have a problem with it, but I was playing Shining Force on my Game Boy Micro, because if I'm playing a Game Boy Advance game, that's actually the only way I'll play it. So it can become a little straining on my eyes, and just being able to, for the first time ever, take a Game Boy game and, well, besides the Super Game Boy, I'll say a Game Boy Advance game, and just, like, lay down and play it on my TV. Like, it's so much more... I can picture myself playing these games much longer at a time. You know what I mean? Like tonight I plan on playing F-Zero GP Legend because I did pick that up when I was in Seattle.
Oh, you'll love it. You saw me last night playing.
Yeah, I was watching that. Yeah,
amazing.
And I want to play some of the Castlevania games as well because, you know, I got Circle of the Moon, and that game is a bit dark if you're not playing it on like a good backlit screen. So putting that on a TV, I'm sure, will really help. But I'm actually not going to jump into Circle of the Moon first. Might do like Harmony of Harmony of Dissonance or something.
Okay, those games are amazing.
I know, yeah.
I love those side-scrolling Castlevania, those ones, and the ones in the Game Boy Advance are so. I've got to get those back out now and play them on my TV.
Which one would you say, Rob, is the best one for me to? Because I have all three. I bought them in a lot, and I have to admit, like, I kind of passed up on all three of them during the Game Boy Advance life cycle. And I have played a little bit of Circle of the Moon, and I think I played a little bit of Harmony, but not too much. But what would you say would be the best one to start with?
Now, have you played Aria of Sorrow?
I don't think I played that one.
Okay, because they're of the three of them, the one that I really enjoyed the most, and I think that would probably tickle your taste buds the most, is...
Well, let me just say this. I really enjoy collecting souls, so I like killing the enemies and getting their souls.
Okay. Because you played Dawn of Sorrow on the DS, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Aria of Sorrow is the first half of that story.
Oh, okay.
So Dawn of Sorrow is the morning after that story ends, and so that started the whole soul collecting, and there are certain souls that you can equip that'll get you the rare souls more easily, and the whole storyline, because it's set sort of futuristic modern time for a Castlevania is very strange. But it's handled well. I was very dubious about that. But the storyline is handled incredibly well. The characters are introduced here and there. Mostly it's personal exploration, but there's other characters you'll run into, same as Symphony of the Night and the rest of that. Very, very well done. So I highly recommend, if you really like Dawn of Sorrow, play Aria of Sorrow first.
Okay. And now I forget, which one actually came first? Was it Aria or Harmony?
I believe it was Circle of the Moon, and then Harmony of Dissonance, and then Aria of Sorrow.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll probably just go in reverse order then.
I'm such a... Sorry, aside from Mega Man, Castlevania is one of my top favorite series of all time. So I'm quite the Castlevania nerd.
Have you played... Oh, I forget the exact name of it. I think it's like Castlevania... they released it on the WiiWare. It's actually like a remade graphical update to one of the Game Boy games, I believe. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, God, it was Castlevania Adventure or something like that. Oh God, yeah, I haven't. I want to.
Castlevania the Adventure
Rebirth. There it is.
Thank you, Kevubin. Yeah, so I want to pick that one up sometime. It's it's basic side-scrolling Castlevania, but it actually looks really freaking good.
Yeah, I've got Castlevania Adventure for the Game Boy. The one of the few of the Castlevania games I'm missing from my collection is the other Game Boy one that was the first to have a female protagonist.
Oh yeah, that one is like, one of them on the Game Boy is super freaking expensive.
I think it's probably that one too.
Someone in the chat, please enlighten us. Yeah, because I know like a box copy of that game goes for like at least $200.
Yes, the one with Sonia Belmont. I'm sorry?
Is it Castlevania Legends? I don't know. Maybe that's the super expensive one.
I think
Castlevania Legends. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's the one I'm missing, and I just I want that one so bad. But yeah, I love all of those games so much. I haven't finished the second one for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox, because there was Lament of Innocence, and then it was, I can't remember what the second one was called now. But anyway, I haven't finished that one either. But yeah, the one on WiiWare looks amazing, so I definitely have to download that soon.
I'm really digging those Metroidvania style games.
Speaking of Metroidvania style games, Cave Story 3DS actually comes out today. Actually, it is. Today's the 8th now when we're recording this, because it's 1:30 for me. I've never played the original Cave Story, so I'm thinking about diving into that one. But aside from that, the only other game that I can remember that I've been playing is the copy that Retro Snow donated to me. I played some Raiden Fighters Aces for the Xbox 360, which was amazing. Raiden Fighters 1 and 2 were just, wow.
They're great,
melt your face. Yeah, first of all, the soundtrack is just like freaking amazing. And believe it or not, I actually prefer Raiden Fighters 2 over Raiden Fighters 4, which I thought Raiden Fighters 4, or Raiden 4, I should say, was a great shooter, but man, these ones are awesome. Constant action, and the music, it was so funny at one point because the music was so over the top. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
That's a must-have game for
now,
Xbox or whatever.
Is it Raiden 3 or Raiden 4 where you can control 2-player ships with one controller with both analog sticks?
Good question.
That's the one on the PS2.
I'm sure for that, because there's no way that I could ever play. Yeah, it reminds, because when you mentioned that, it reminded me of the Japanese video of some guy playing Ikaruga with 2-player game with two joysticks playing that shit. Oh, it's the craziest video I've ever seen.
Well, a buddy of mine came over, a friend of mine named Corey, and he had I'm pretty sure it was Raiden 3 for the PS2. And we were sitting and playing, and he was like, "Oh, hey, check this out! They've got a 1-player, 2-player mode." And I said, "What?" And he started playing it. And so you use the left analog stick and the 2 triggers on the top of the controller for the left ship, and the right analog stick and the triggers on the top for the shooting the bombs on the right ship. And he was controlling both of them and flying them around and shooting. He got to the 3rd stage, I think, just straight through. And I couldn't believe it. I just don't know how he did it. Hello?
Silent.
There's John.
Just dead silence.
Sometimes
People
I just want to see how long it will go. I'm, just sitting here, just like, I'm not going to say anything. It's kind of
and I thought you guys hung up on me, man.
Absolutely not.
no way,
It's
Rob.
not funny.
Braden Fires, I've seen a lot of people talk about. Well, obviously Jason told me about it, but some other people have been talking about it. I would like to own it. There's just too many games.
Man, I'm telling you,
That's a
I've been
must-have
really
game.
getting into the shooters lately. I don't know if any of you ever played. Now I used to call it Iridion, but I think it's properly pronounced Iridion on the Game Boy Advance. That game blew my mind. It was like a launch Game Boy Advance game, I believe, and it had, because you guys know me, I'm a big fan of pre-rendered, and this game sort of faked the 3D look with pre-rendered backgrounds that would move. I'm so happy. I just like last week I picked up a copy of Iridion 2 on the Game Boy Advance. I'm so looking forward to playing through that. And just a little shout out to my Nano Stray series. The Nano Assault game is coming out soon on the 3DS. So those of you out there that are looking for a unique kind of under the radar game, I know I've been pushing this game quite a bit in my videos once in a while, but it's going to be an excellent shooter for the 3DS, and that's Nano Assault.
No, Pete, like a long time ago, maybe even close to a year ago, we were on Xbox Live and we played some sort of side-scroller shooter game where you could connect the ships. What was that called again?
Oh my God. I can't believe I can't remember the name right now.
You told me about it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We played it for a little bit. We should do that again. God damn.
It was nuts.
That's a great game.
You can combine the ships together. And
Yeah. Oh my God. I've just gone blank.
I want to say it starts with an A.
Yeah, it does start with an A. Someone in chat's about to do it. We're a little
Let's say
behind.
Magmac.
Yeah, Aegis Wing. There we go.
Yeah.
Aegis.
Yeah.
That is one of the best games you can get on Xbox Live Arcade, and it's free. The whole point of the game is it's a 4-player online game, side scroller. But the coolest part is, you can stay separated, which is a good idea for like boss fights and stuff. But for the fun of it, you can connect your ships. So let's say like me and Jason want to team up, we can connect to one another, and it makes our weapon more powerful. But if all 4 of us wanted to connect together, it would make like one big super ship.
So who controls it though?
If I connect to Jason, he will control it. So the first person that gets connected to is the person that drives, and the other people shoot.
Yeah,
you can disconnect at any time then?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like
free, yeah.
Human Centipede, kind of how you connect.
Oh,
that's cool.
I wasn't gonna go there. I was thinking about
now John's interested in the game.
Yeah.
Now he wants to play it.
You piqued my interest now.
Holmesy in chat says he prefers Anus Wing to Aegis Wing.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
Right after Call of Booty.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of that, we better wrap this bitch because in about 20 minutes, it's Call of Duty time for me.
Ooh, that's right.
It's coming up.
Oh, JJ needs to go and get his Call of Duty on, man. You're gonna pwn some noobs and teabag some folks.
I'm going to absolutely go through the campaign.
Nice.
And have fun doing that.
That's what I'm more looking forward to that than the multiplayer.
I am too. That's how I've always been with Call of Duty games, though.
And I never am, but this single player campaign to this game looks amazing. Just judging by that trailer they showed off at not trailer, but the gameplay they showed at E3, like in New York City when they got like the ships out in the water and you're driving in the boat. It looks pretty awesome.
It does. It looks incredible. I'm really looking forward to it.
Are you streaming it, Jason?
I don't know. Do you guys want me to? Who will be there? Type 1 in the chat.
I don't want spoilers, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, now that would be spoilers. Yeah, that is true.
Before we go, though, Jason, why don't you tell us briefly about your little live stream the other night?
My live stream? Oh, what about the event?
No. Well, you were playing some games the other night.
Yeah, I was playing my GameCube, Game Boy player games. See what the hell else happened in there, Pete.
What I was going to say about that Game Boy thing, I put that at the bottom of my GameCube and I never took it off. It's just that's going to stay on there until.
Yeah, there's no need to take it off. Yeah, there is no need. There really.
So as far as I'm concerned, when I look at a GameCube that doesn't have it on there, it looks weird to me. I'm all like, well, where's your Game Boy Advance player?
It actually gives me a point to use my GameCube now because there was no point.
Yeah, I want the one for the Q, Panasonic Q.
They make one?
Yeah.
Does it have the same bottom as the GameCube?
No, totally different.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is it actually metallic?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's got to be rare.
That's pretty.
It's very pretty. and it hooks up and is very rare. So, yeah, that's cool.
I'm trying to think, Pete. I don't know what you're talking about. What did I do?
I just wanted you, if you wanted to mention any of the games you were playing.
Oh, yeah. Well, you guys, as you probably know, the GameCube turns 10 years old. Is it November 18th, I think? Was the release of the GameCube? I think it was the 18th. But anyway, it turns 10 years old this month. Fantastic. I love the GameCube. I love the titles. I love the games. I love everything about it. And so, again, just to be able to play the Game Boy Advance games is fantastic. But yeah, I was playing
Donkey Kong Country
on Game Boy Advance, rolling through that.
F-Zero
GP Legends, the FCP. You were watching, you were hanging out in there. It was cool. Good times.
4x4 with the revelation of the Skycam.
Oh, gosh. It's like virtual racing. Yeah, it's like VR material there. It has this like Skycam that just reminds me totally of virtual racing. It's like way up there. It's just amazing. Yeah, 4x4 Evo 2, I think, or something like that it's called. I was playing Star Fox Assault. You guys do not sleep on that game. That is a fantastic game.
It's a good game.
I never played it. I really should.
Please buy
I don't even own it.
Please buy it, Pete. I mean, you saw it. Did you see me streaming it? I mean, I don't need to say anything.
I wasn't in there for that. I came in when you were playing Donkey Kong.
Is it the one that's completely different than any other
No.
Star Fox?
No. That was Star Fox Adventures.
Oh, yeah,
Wait a minute. Hold on a second here.
There's Star Fox Assault, which is basically the same style as like the Star Fox that we know and love.
I always forget about this fucking game.
Just a shooter, but it also has like third person. You get out of your ship and do third person stuff. You get into different vehicles. It's almost like an adventure action type of a game.
But you still do get out of your ship.
Yeah. You do ground battles.
Jump around and shit.
Mm-hmm. You can jump around and it's great.
What'd you think of the Adventures one?
I didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
Neither.
Speaking of the GameCube, while you guys are on the topic, Pete, last time Jason was over from a game night, right before he left at like 4 a.m. in the morning, he let me play, was it Extreme G or whatever?
Extreme G3.
Yeah, that was a really good game. I enjoyed it, so I'll be looking to pick that up next time.
I love pimping that game. Anybody that likes high speed racers, futuristic like F-Zero and such, Extreme G3 on the GameCube.
Beautiful game.
Awesome game. Did you ever break the sound barrier yet, Jason?
I have not yet. No.
Jason.
Well, what the fuck? I keep upgrading the engine, but nothing happens. Doing it. How many upgrades? I've done like 3 or 4.
Keep going. No. Keep going.
All right. No,
it's amazingly fast.
I'm in for the long haul. I'm not saying I'm like done with it, but I will break that sound barrier. I will do it.
The tracks on it are awesome. Like it's a really pretty game for, not that I didn't think GameCube could do it, but it's an awesome game.
Runs really smooth too. It's nice. Yeah.
I also just want to mention this is the final podcast where before Skyrim comes out.
No.
I don't know. I can't wait. Like that's the only thing that's on my mind right now. I'm so excited because I've remained so spoiler free for this game. I'm not streaming it. I'm just gonna sit down, relax for the entire day. Unfortunately, I work that day. I forgot to take off because what the hell game comes out on a freaking Friday? I forgot all about that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, gotta work the day of Skyrim. But I can't wait. Play day. Like I don't even know what to expect. Because I've watched so little of the game besides the obvious that was shown.
What are you getting it on, Pete?
I'm in such a dilemma. Like I have a PC that can run it on Max, but something just tells me to go with the 360. I'm just so paranoid about like losing my game save. Ever since I got Machinarium on the PC, and one day I just I'm like, oh, let me clear my cookies, and it deleted my game save somehow. So I'm like, ever since then, I've been kind of paranoid to not play games on the PC, but if I'm going to get a game like Skyrim and one day I forget and I like clean out my cookies or whatever the hell, and it deletes my game save because I'm a lazy ass person. I don't know about you, but I'm not the type of person that backs up game saves on like flash drives and second hard drives, so.
I'm kind of with you, Pete, on the cookie things. Although Subway has some pretty good sugar cookies. Cookies.
Can never back them up because I'm always eating them.
I don't know. It was so weird because I remember someone in chat just said cookies wouldn't delete my game save. I don't know what the hell I did, but that game save was gone. Maybe it was just the game or whatever. But I mean, if Skyrim is going to support gamepad controls with like a 360 controller, then I don't know, I might do it. Another problem is resolution. Like if I put the game on my TV, the resolution is sometimes, it makes the text hard to see. So if I get it on 360, I know it's just going to be optimized for my TV and whatnot, I don't know.
I'd highly recommend 360 personally, but I'm
I'm so accustomed to the controller and how easy it is to use. With, Oblivion, it just feels right. I don't know.
I understand the losing the game files because regardless of whether you clean out your cookies or not, back in the days when I was PC gaming a lot, like you get a virus on your computer, you're gonna wipe it, you lose everything.
Yeah, that's true.
So
and if I ever want to stream this game, it would be a lot easier to stream off my 360 because if you stream a game on your PC, it's very intensive on your, your processor and whatnot. So I'd have to tone down the graphics, which would annoy me. And it's just a lot easier to stream off my 360 than the PC.
Well, the time is drawing near.
Well, thanks, guys, for joining us in the chat, and good times.
Yeah, we love you a lot.
Yeah, thanks for letting me on, guys.
Thanks for being here, Derrick.
Good to have you, man.
Dongles, you know what? I got the honor of hanging out with the Dongles and the Double Dong, so that was quite the evening.
And Rob, thanks for joining as well, man.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Anytime, anywhere that I can get involved, let me know, because I love coming and hanging out.
And for Rob Man's sake, I've decided that tonight will be the final night of the Serbian baby clip. It is retired as of tonight. I apologize to anybody I offended.
No, you know what? I feel kind of like a jerk for that. I'm a little squeamish these days, and I'm probably just not getting enough sleep. I'm sorry. I don't want to ruin the fun. I don't want to be a wet blanket.
Oh, whatever. I think that's a pretty good reason, quite honestly. Having a kid is hits a little home, I think.
Yeah, I think
this is, by the way, this is a fucked up movie. And do not watch this movie. And the sound clip is just...
The sound clip's not from the movie, is it?
No, it is not. It is not a sound. It's not from the movie. I
thought that was from the movie. That's why I was like, because every time I heard it, I thought about that scene, and my stomach just got like all clenched in anger. I was like, oh, I'm so sad.
No, I would not. Like, that movie is not coming on my computer ever again. That is just a YouTube video of a baby crying.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I love the last podcast, the ending of it. I just got done editing it, and the last part is all.
Oh, it's so funny.
I don't know what you're all talking about. It's just a baby.
and now that right there is the power of the imagination and the power of sound. Because if you think of something and then you hear a certain sound, changes everything.
Someone in chat wants a final count.
I got it right here. Hold on, let me load it up.
Which, by the way, for the listeners that joined us late, we have a tournament battle going on in the forums. The most epic battles are due to commence here in the coming weeks. We got, Serbian Baby versus Human Centipede. We got Some Shit Pete's in Line For versus Jason's local GameStop. But the current battle is John's dog versus Johnny's goat. And John, the current count.
Okay, can I get a drum roll?
You can get this. All right, what is it?
The music is epic.
Right.
I love it.
We got Johnny's goat, 30 votes. My dog, 32 votes.
Wow, it's close.
Close. 51.62.
Still got until this Saturday, which is, what's today? God, I don't even know what day it is anymore. Tuesday.
Everyone participate in this.
So we still got just under 5 days to go.
Dog.
Again, I can say for sure, though, Johnny's not going to meet a lot of ladies at the goat park.
John here, John has, it's proven.
Just think how many things you can do with a dog. You can walk a dog. You can play fetch with a dog. Dogs rule.
You can pick up its shit.
Dogs work for firefighters. They do police. They sniff shit out. They assist people. I saw a dog on an airplane the other day.
Hey, people that are blind. Do that? People that are blind.
Yes.
See,
they can help them walk.
Jack McCloud 18 doesn't get what the point of this is. There is no point.
What does the winner get? What is the winning?
The winner of this gets nothing.
Bragging rights, man.
Yeah, whoever wins, which I hope it's not the whale. As much as we all love the whale, I mean, I would love to see my throw-up controller win. It might be the under. Anybody that followed the Game Fact character battle from a few years ago, where the fucking L block won. I mean, that was epic.
Oh, so someone says the poll is tied now. Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Refresh.
Are we going to refresh?
Oh, it is tied now. 50-50.
Jesus.
Oh.
The goat has power.
For those listeners who are like just hopping on, they don't know like our old episodes are gonna be completely lost. Like, what's with the goat?
Like,
what's
all
with the
gen
dog?
gamers, they come on. It's like, just another day.
And can I say that as a plus for the goat? When you say a goat's horny, it just means it has horns. When you say your dog's horny, it means your leg's gonna get all messed up.
Pete, we need the Snuggie somewhere.
I know. Maybe I'll do that. How about this? Would you guys rather have the whale versus Star Wars whale, or would you rather have the whale versus the Snuggie?
Whale versus Snuggie.
Oh.
Well, Star Wars whales. Yeah.
Yeah, the Snuggie.
How about the Snuggie versus my double dong?
Oh.
See, but then I got it because if I add that in, I'd have to make another pair. Because right now I have it just so it's 8 pairings, so it's like even like a tournament.
The Snuggie goes pretty far back in history
The only problem I have with whale versus Star Wars whale is that they're the same thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, but it's for whether you like traditional or whether you like new school.
Ooh. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
How about chocolate Smarties versus
ketchup chips?
Ketchup chips.
Well, ketchup chips already got a battle coming up.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Poutine. Yeah.
Snuggie's got to be in there somewhere though.
Somehow we got to mix that up.
Yeah, because I got my Pac-Man Snuggie
Mag
too.
Max. Mag Max.
That thing will lose.
Oh no!
No, that thing will go all the way.
Oh no! All the way.
You need to have Mag Max versus Dynamite Ducks, man.
Oh,
no, it's Maids with Balloons versus Dynamite Ducks is where it's at right now.
Yeah, Maids with Balloons has to win because Dynamite Ducks sucks Dynamite dicks.
It says dirty dongles.
You guys leave me out of this.
The Dongles wants no part of this controversy.
Someone just said the goat is winning.
We got till Saturday. I'm not sweating it.
Yeah, you are. I just know it, John. You're not going to.
We got
John is
smart
going to be.
users.
He's
Our
going to be
users
laying
are
in
smart.
bed. He's going to be laying in bed, like one eye open, refreshing that shit all night long, just looking. That's what he's going to be doing.
I think Johnny probably just got in and heard a little bit of the tail end of the podcast here, and so he told all the people that work for him to go and vote for the goat.
I think Johnny logged on 33 times with the 33 different usernames. And he voted for himself 33 times. Only explanation. All right, gentlemen.
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
Great live episode. We should do more of these.
Pete, I just want to ask you one thing before I go.
Well, you're starting to act like me at the end of the podcast now.
Are you going to go to PAX 2012 Prime?
Oh, PAX Prime. Oh yeah. Without it's pretty damn expensive, so I got to plan ahead of time. But it was a blast, so I'll definitely be there.
I would like to meet you this next time, sir. So let's make sure that happens. All right.
For sure. I know Jason told me you were so sad, that you missed out.
I was kind of, yeah. I mean, like I said, meeting all the other guys and even Rob, man. I mean, I was a pretty lucky guy for not coming to the meetup. I actually saw you guys out on the floor. So.
Well, it's so funny because I ran into so many people on the floor itself.
Right.
We
played squad up in Battlefield, so I feel like we should meet each other at least, in real life. So we'll make it happen 2012.
We need to have a game night, plan a game night or something,
Update.
Yeah.
Update.
Oh, see, John, I knew you were sweating it.
33, 50-50. All right.
That music's epic. I love that.
Nice.
I love it. That sound clip has been retired for so long. I made Jason go back to the highlight reel. And
listen to this, dudes. It is episode 29.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I went, go back to 29, listen to the highlight reel. We were talking about Battlefield 3, like what the new news we heard. They're going to bring jets. They're going to bring prone. We were talking about all sorts of bullshit. I mean, God, it's been so long ago.
Good times.
I agree, Uncle Spam Nuts.
Slap Nuts.
Slap Nuts, sorry. I still think that's fucking hilarious.
You can't say that name without laughing. Uncle Slap Nuts.
Best name of the
All right. Well, love you guys. See you later.
Love you guys.
All right.
See ya.
Next week.
Good time.
All right.
Hold
see ya.
on. I got one more question.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Jesus.
come on. You're being dead horse here, buddy. What's going on?
Just kidding.
Oh.
Good night.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Right.